Let's say good morning and welcome to everybody joining us on this new live stream here on the Perspective Image YouTube channel. We're coming to you live from Whooptopia 2025. That's Whooptopia 7 here in lovely Phoenix, Arizona. Like Dan said, we're going to bring up some of the finalists from the previous round and interview them, ask them how their race went. My name is Jesse Perkins. I'm back. Dan Sagano, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, we're underway with practice. You guys probably know because you're transferring from the other live stream, but we give everybody 2 packs of practice, and then we're going to even give them one more going into their preliminary round in the double elimination bracket, which we'll explain in just a minute if you're new to that. So shout out to everybody who's already joining us in the chat here on the Perspective Image YouTube channel. The numbers are rising, and you guys know me. I'm always on a mission to bounce that like count all the way up, because that's how we spread the good word of FPV. Oh, we got a middle seat here. All right.
We're about to bring in our 4th place finisher, who was Butterfingers.
Oh, nice.
Took one of the aces, but then had a little come on in.
Hey, come on in.
Oh.
All right.
All right. So, Butterfingers, what is your actual name, first of all?
I am Chamnit. That's my real name.
All right. And how long you been flying?
Since the end of my freshman year, so like 1 year.
Nice. So you're on the Neo's UV team with Rain, who was the winner of the group, right? So you had 2 of you guys in the Chase the Ace finals. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you performed?
I think honestly, I did a lot better than I expected to, especially since I only finished 3 laps once during qualifying.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. And did you get the first ace?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
All
Yeah.
right, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
But
it is.
also, it just feels so good to have an ace in finals. I got an ace in finals at the West Coast Championships, and I was like, oh my gosh, this feels
You had
way
such
better
a
than I
comeback. That was
remember.
awesome.
Yeah, it feels so good to have an ace, so congrats. An ace at
thank you.
Whooptopia 7.
Yeah.
I mean, that's bragging rights. Not to mention, let's just say, an all Colorado podium.
Yeah, that was
1,
pretty
2,
cool, too.
3, 4, all from Colorado. Just a huge crew coming down, and a lot of that is thanks to everything Wookie's done.
Yeah.
How did you meet Wookie?
So our school, Smoky Hill, had a drone soccer program, and our teacher knew Wookie from a race, and Wookie would essentially come over and help us out with drone stuff.
Oh, it's so cool. You know, he's a passionate teacher and a community leader. He has inspired a lot of people to fly, including
Absolutely.
right now on the screen, Cletus. You see him, it says he's in second, but we're in a practice round, ladies and gentlemen at home. But Cletus and Hotspur, both inspired to become pilots, I think, by Wookie and all of his
30 seconds
efforts. So
remaining.
shout out to Wookie. That's Ryan Carr and everything he's done over the past, I want to say, 4 years as he
Orc
develops
Slayer finished in first.
Neo's UV Creations, which has become one of the most important supporters of FPV events, Whooptopia and Tiny Whoop Open. Oh, and we just watched
So,
Hornicorn get a
10
face
seconds
punch.
remaining.
Have you been to any other big races before? I think you were at Tiny Whoopin',
Yeah,
right?
I was at Tiny Whip Open. Did really bad there.
That was a different beast of a track.
Yeah, it was really long.
Yeah.
Finish
Battery
your
killer.
lap and then
Battery
land.
killer.
Other than that, I've mostly
Cletus
been going to
FPV
just
finished
local
in
races,
first.
and I also went to
Dadio finished in second.
what was it called? It was in Fort Collins. I don't remember.
Another whoop race. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Probably
Summer.
E-Team.
I don't think so. It was
Okay. Well, there's one in
Round one,
Loveland
race
called
4.
Grimbros, and just in
Oh,
case
yeah,
you don't
that
know,
one, that one.
okay,
on R1.
there's one next week,
Hotspur on
so you
R2.
should come to that if you want
Orc
to.
Slayer on
Yeah.
R6.
But yeah, you had one of the best
Dadio
paces. I
on
think you were
R7.
getting low 40s when you were on it, so you were killing it. Great job. If Rain wasn't there, you might have had a really good chance to win it.
Or if Rain crashed out,
Or if Rain didn't
which
get
is
the cover
not out of
quad.
the question. Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's cool to see you guys helping each other out, sharing equipment. So great job, nice finish, and are the 4th place pilots going to get access to tickets
Yes,
in the
and-
future?
Oh, nice.
Oh, I don't know about
I don't
that.
know about
I know that they're
We're not
technically on
sure.
the pod.
You get a trophy, so.
That's
And in past years, like I got 4th last year, and I didn't get a trophy, so.
Yeah, and
I like the adjustment.
AK just told everybody.
It was
that
because shout out to Tiny Whip Open, right?
he just said, well, I don't really. Yeah, it's somehow somehow I was an influence, and the only thing I can remember is one time I created a poll in the Tiny Whip group saying, "Hey, should podiums be 3 or 4?" And I remember, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I thought AK was vehemently against a 4-person podium. But
Yeah.
regardless, I just have seen so many races where the guy in 4th is like, oh, I guess I'm the only one that doesn't get it.
Yeah, you don't get to stand. You don't get to stand up there and take the picture with everyone else.
Yeah,
like,
it's just so arbitrary that
Yeah.
we happen to have 4 available good video channels, and
Yeah.
there's one that gets knocked out. So anyway, congratulations, awesome flying, and thanks for coming all the way down to Whooptopia to compete with these great pilots.
Yeah. Hope to see you again. I bet you guys are going to be back in the future, right? Okay. Awesome.
Cool.
Great job. All right, so that was our 4th place pilot.
Butterfingers.
Next, we're going to bring in 3rd place, a man that you've seen before who's
You might know this
won
guy.
classes at Whooptopia in the past. That's Hornycorn.
Come on down. Here's your mic, Signore. You guys might know this guy because he used to host a lot of races at a place in Denver called
Yeah.
Full Send. And there was a time when I actually think that this guy had hosted more races, more whoop races. It might still be true, but there was definitely a time where you had hosted more whoop races than any human on planet Earth. You were doing, I think, 3 a week.
Yeah, 3 to 4 a week for about 3 years.
I mean, that's just nuts. So
Well, streaming them too.
that's
Streaming,
called,
yeah.
Yeah, and it's an unbelievable accomplishment, not just in terms of the number of races, but in terms of the community built. And when you make a move like that, you know, it's pretty much a full-time job. It's just an insane amount of work, and it has ripples in the community because people that you have inspired to get into flight have now inspired other people, and we continue to watch the ripples from all of the hard work you put in. And it just means a lot to me as somebody who wanted to bring this community together just as bad as you did. And it did inspire me back in the day. I remember thinking, my goodness, what if I just switched my focus? Anyway, I'm not trying to talk about me. I'm just saying congratulations and thank you for everything you've done on behalf of the Tiny Whip community.
And you've
Definitely.
won this class in the past before, right? Was it 2 years ago that
I
you
took
won?
3rd 2 years ago in the enthusiast class.
Okay. But you've won a
against
bracket
Crazy
before, have you?
Do. It was Crazy
Oh,
Do and
I
I that
remember
were
that.
headed at the, and she actually
Yes.
was ahead of me, but she hit the crash
Okay,
gate,
yeah.
and then I flew in behind her. So it was DVR review.
Uh-huh.
That was fun. To your point, you know, I also have to thank like Chris Burgess. Without him, Full Send would have never existed.
That's true.
I would have never been able to do all the work that I did, so I have to thank him for that opportunity, and all the pilots that really helped me run those races. It was
Yeah, it
super,
became a
super
community
critical.
effort,
Yeah,
but it
was.
needed a leader. You know, I mean, and let's just also take a moment to acknowledge that nowadays we have the Tiny Whip Open every year, but it pretty much took the place of an event that you built from
Yep.
the ground up. Whoop Wars Battlegrounds, you had 2 amazing years. Dan and I were both there both
Yep.
years, had an
Some of the
unbelievable
most fun
time.
tracks.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then track that, you know, we are kind of keeping the vibe of your track alive at the Tiny Whip Open, at least
Yep.
until now. We're going to see how this year goes, you know, because I'm dedicated to giving the pilots what they want. But yeah, I loved your tracks, and you put so much work into the art on those tracks. It was just so good. We're
Yeah,
supposed to
that
be
was,
talking to you about this race.
Monty, Prop Knocker helped me out with building the mountain. You know, I'm definitely, I leave the creative work to the guys that have those abilities. I'm just a good organizer.
That's
You know,
awesome.
kind of like AK. AK can bring everybody together and give them their dues.
Let's talk about your build here that you got 3rd place with. You have a very unique build. I don't think anyone else here at the race is running a similar build. Why don't you talk about it for a
Yeah,
second here? Show
so
it off.
I run a pusher setup.
Let me hold it.
So the pusher, so yeah, people can see, it's like your Cinewhoops,
Upside down
some of the
frame.
bigger
Yeah.
quads that are that style, but yeah, I run that and toilet tank. So
Toilet
combine
tank
that
means
all together,
battery
it makes for a
sideways on
really
top.
Yep.
flat pack, which I like, and
Yeah, very low profile.
low
your drone.
profile. I can get through gaps sometimes, especially like dive gates. I don't have to dive as low to get through them like
makes
that
sense.
back dive gate. I can kind of come at it straight on without not having to drop
Yeah,
throttle
because you
too
don't have
much.
your cam up above the frame. It's
Yeah.
in plane with it.
So, and of course, Jesse hooked me up with a little Hornycorn unicorn
Nice.
LED today, so I got to find a way to like incorporate that into the build.
Yeah, that's cool.
See if I can maybe make that my flight
On
controller
the very
protector.
bottom. Yeah.
But
So very cool.
yeah, super fun.
Well, you got some friends in the chat too. Dr.
Oh.
Ride saying, great job, Hornycorn. And
Hey,
yeah,
Dr.
Northern
Ride,
Tier
yep.
FPV. He met you at Weebly Northeast Whoop Champs last year and wants to say what's up.
Hey, awesome.
Great dude,
awesome.
funny as H as well.
H-E double hockey stick. Yeah.
I'm family
Yeah.
friendly now, man. It's part of my whole
No,
persona.
we gotta be. I mean, when you got Elise Q, I mean, she's 7 or
Isley.
8. Isley Q, that's
Yeah.
right. 7 or 8 years old.
9.
9, yep.
And just how smooth she was. Like,
Yeah.
she's
So good.
she's the next T-Dog if she keeps on it. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta
All right.
love inspiring pilots like Isley.
definitely.
Yeah, but congratulations on 3rd place. You're going to take home a trophy. You got access to the tickets, I'm pretty sure, next year.
Yep, next year tickets.
So
I'll
you
be
don't
back
have to,
next year
you don't have to
again.
be there clicking the button over and over again.
Yep.
Hoping to get in.
Trying to get
So-
your guys' faces.
So
If I can get them, just not targeting well enough.
That's all
you,
right.
you come in, I do like that you're not, I don't know if you watched Blue Jay yesterday, but Blue Jay would go out there and he would just send it and hope to draw a face here. You come in a little more, like, not quite so aggressive and try to give it a nice little tap
Yeah,
on
I
the face.
don't want to hurt. Like I've had my nose shaved off. I've had my eyebrow and my cheek
Well, it
cut
grew back
from
nicely.
props. So I just like I want to give you a little love tap.
Listen,
it.
I
like
thought it
it.
was adorable that you thought you were actually going to pull that off, and I just really applaud your efforts in the face of so much failure.
Face punching.
Face punching me, that
if
is.
you
Yeah.
fail, try again.
Absolutely.
And I was trying 3
Yeah,
times.
you definitely
and I
try
just-
like every time. I like it.
You're a lot harder to target too, because I
Yeah?
can't. The light blends out, and so when I'm coming in, it's like
It's
last
hard to
second
see.
is all I get
yeah.
to see. So I
yeah,
kinda
it does.
have to go
It
for
does.
it.
The lights do give us a good like shield of just white ball
Yeah,
that
it's
you
a
can't
good
see.
shield.
You can't.
Well, then turn them off because I don't need it.
HD0 probably. Oh, you're not running
No,
HD0
analog,
now.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that.
Next
maybe
year I
that'll
will be
help,
HD0.
and then you'll have some like extra face punch power because you can see through the
Definitely.
light difference.
Cool.
All right, so congratulations, Torn Torn.
Yeah, thanks again.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on the stream. You know
Don't
me,
go
I
anywhere.
love-
Stick around for finals tonight.
Oh, I'll be here all day.
We're going to
I
need you
ain't
to
leaving.
sing.
Yeah, we're gonna need
Oh
some
yeah,
Tito time.
That will definitely have to.
I don't
be
know
sung.
if you know, but last night there was a lot of wagering going on in the house.
Yeah, I need to actually
I've
propose
got
a wager.
multiple bets on T-Dog.
Yeah, I'll take
I
take
wouldn't
another
doubt-
one too.
I had to leave at 11:30 because I knew if I stayed, I would not be able to get enough sleep, and it would just be
Yeah.
mess.
I went
So-
to bed
Good call,
early.
paid off.
I went to bed early, and I still snapped out of bed at 5 a.m. Could not get back to sleep. You know what I mean? I should have just been here.
Yep.
But yeah, I ended up coming over. But anyway, thanks so
Cool.
much for the interview, man. Great
Thank
to talk
you.
to you.
Good to see
Hang
you,
out
Dan.
Thanks,
because
Jesse.
finals are going to be groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Come back at least or stick around. Okay, yeah. This is
You never know. I mean, people need parts and things like that.
exactly.
All right, and now we're gonna bring in Mayor Wand, who we spoke.
Come on in.
Come on, who spoke to before we started this whole bracket because he was the TQ of this group
Oh, nice.
and worked his way all the way to the finals. He actually dropped down into the consolation bracket early, but or we were calling it the comeback bracket, and that's what you did. You came all the way back and ended up in 2nd place. Great job. How do you feel you performed?
Good. I think I did good. I was nervous.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, I just got tired, so I was just trying just to be as
Yeah.
smooth as possible.
I think you were definitely the most consistent pilot. A lot of the other pilots were a little bit quicker, but they would crash a lot like rain. You definitely had the most consistent pace, and you did it pretty much every time. It just kind of shaked out how everyone around you. But you got an ace, right? And then you got a couple seconds, so you took 2nd place overall. That's pretty awesome.
Epic. And how long have you been flying?
A year.
1 year.
Yeah.
And your podium at Whooptopia, ladies and gentlemen. Who else out
First
there?
big race, you said, right?
Yeah, first big race.
And there are people watching at home right now that are starting this, and they will be sitting right here talking to us after a
Yeah.
podium win at Whooptopia next year. You know,
Yep.
that's just how it works out every year. So I hope it's you in
Yeah.
particular.
Well, last year I was watching the Weebly Championship.
Yeah.
And I told myself I'm gonna be there next year.
Nice.
But
Nice.
I'm here now, so.
Cool. Are you
Yeah.
going to the Weebly Championship?
No, I'm not.
Why not?
Well, because I got this one, and then it just.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I can't afford it, but.
that's a
next
great
year-
one coming up in just a couple months. Not to
Yeah.
mention the museum race. Not to mention Tiny Whoop Open. There's really 3 more, technically 4 more really big races this year for anybody out there watching the calendar. But yeah,
Yeah.
man, so happy you made it down to this one. You became part of
Yeah.
the Colorado crew, and the Colorado podium domination for hobbyist class is so awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, we came in to represent, man. It was awesome.
Did you? So you, getting second place, you get access to a ticket early next year. You don't have to be in the line. You think you can come back next year?
I think so. For
Awesome.
Sure.
I think you're gonna be up a class next year. I think
well,
Oh, yeah.
at least an enthusiast.
For sure.
That's my goal for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get a little more consistent on the.
Thank you.
If you flew, I think if you flew like you did in the finals here during quals, you probably would have been up there at enthusiast. So
That's what I was thinking. I was
Yeah.
like, man, hold a feeling like this yesterday.
yeah,
But
but
it was so that
great result. You got second. You get a
Thank you,
trophy. You get some prizes. I think you get some prize money.
Oh,
Be
cool.
pretty sweet. You're gonna at the end we're gonna do the trophy presentation stuff. So
Yeah.
it's really nice to finish in the top. So congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, that was my goal to podium. So
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure when you're TQ. You feel like, oh man, I'm supposed to be the fastest of this
Yeah.
group. I better not blow it.
That too.
Yeah.
I didn't even know until this morning that they gave me the little trophy. And
Yeah, it's
then I was
great.
like, oh man, so it is more pressure, but
Yeah,
it was fun. I
yeah.
had a blast.
You rose to it. You got it done. Second place, only to Rain there, who would kind of like turn it up to a different
Yeah.
level after
Came out of
you got a
nowhere.
working quad. Yeah, so. But yeah, you were definitely the most consistent, and great job getting second.
Cool, thank you.
Can't wait to see you back next year.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back.
Thanks.
Congratulations.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Thank
You
you.
guys have a good one. Thank you for
Yeah.
having me.
Seg lap 2 and 3rd. 10 seconds remaining. Zodek lap 2 and 4th.
So let's try to find Rain. I think, have you interviewed? You did Rain already before I stepped
Finish your
in.
lap and then
Well,
left.
We
this
did Rain at the end of the stream.
Yeah, I gotta
like
scooch
we're,
over.
like we're gonna do in the future.
Finch finished in 1st.
Come on. We do. Get in here. We got one more
All right,
really important
DDT.
interview.
Come on.
I mean, he's a fan favorite. I just know
So,
the stream's
DD
gonna love this guy.
How old? You say you're the oldest pilot. How old are you, DDT?
69 years
So
old.
you were 60. Yeah.
It's
you were,
on.
You were 60 years older than the youngest pilot.
Yeah, I know. She is fast. She gonna be another T-Dog eventually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like you did?
I did all right. I had a
had kind of-
mechanical failure
Yeah.
on my fastest whoop, so
Oh,
I could have
no.
done better, but
You flew really consistently though.
yeah,
Like you're always
I
there.
always do that.
Yeah.
But I wanted to get a little faster this year and a little better place than last, but it's fun.
No, you beat Hyper because so you can always say that.
You can brag about that for the rest of your life.
Yeah. Hyper came in 16th, so
Oh,
you got
he did?
13th.
Oh,
yeah,
because
he didn't show up.
No.
but
No
hey,
show.
he bought a ticket and
Yeah.
he was technically in the race. So
Who else did a no-show?
QT,
Orange stuff.
Orange stuff at least said it ahead of time though. So,
QT. I didn't even
Yeah.
realize that till just now.
yeah,
That's unlike him. He gets a pass.
we put him
QT
in
gets a
15th.
pass. No, he gets a pass. He actually is not 15th. He gets a pass.
Anyway. So yeah, there was a lot of Colorado pilots in the group. Like, do you know a lot of the other people you're flying against?
Oh, yeah.
Flown against them before?
Yes.
Arm your
The
quads.
T-Dog is always one of those pilots I gotta fly against.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He's from the local crew.
Yep.
Well, people were asking about you all day yesterday. You're a fan favorite. You always need to stop by the live streams.
Yeah, you got to give us your
I
signature call out.
Yeah,
of your
why
name.
didn't you do it this year?
I didn't hear any. I didn't hear it at all.
Birds came over after I flew, 3 or 4 batteries. He goes, hey, Jesse's saying the reason you're having problems is because you're not going DDT.
Was I
It
right?
might have given you that
Yeah.
extra boost. You
Didn't
never know.
help, though. I started doing it.
Oh, I missed it.
I still
Was
have
he was doing it this morning? I
I
hope
did
everybody
it
at home
this
saw
morning,
that.
so.
We should at least glance over here. We're still in practice,
Yeah,
everybody. So
definitely
don't
still in practice.
don't
Let me see
worry. These
exactly
guys
where
are
we're at.
still just practicing, getting used to it. Everybody gets 3 packs of practice, so nobody freak out. Don't worry. We'll be on top of the race. That's right, Dan.
Yeah.
Is that right, Dan?
All right, guys.
Yes.
Well,
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, DDT.
I had to come say hi to my buddy.
Nice
All right.
work. Nice work. Another
Stop by before
Whooptopia.
you leave town. Don't leave town without saying hello. All right, good.
Whole lap 1 and 3rd. Birds aren't real.
Fan favorite pilot DDT coming out of Denver, Colorado. We just love this guy. Hey, I got to get down the frame more.
Well, Greg scooted it over for that. I think he'll scoot.
Okay.
Should we stay?
Oh,
There
we're
you go, there
scooting.
you go.
Whoa!
There's-
Did you
there's-
feel
it
this
just happened.
ground just moved?
Yeah, it was like a.
Freaked me out.
30 seconds
Okay,
remaining.
let's look where are
I see
we
lap
in
2
this
in
bracket
second.
right now. You can see how much more practice we got before the racing starts.
Yeah, I could be wrong. I think Heat 1's going to be Czar, Axion, Wookie, and Deegan, which we'll see after. They're going to get one more round of practice after just a few more rounds practiced by our other pilots. So everybody comes up,
Yes.
2 batteries of practice, then they scoot, another round comes in, and we go through all 16 pilots get 2 batteries of practice, which I don't think anybody's ever done that at any
Yeah, it's a
event.
lot
And
of
I would
practice.
love to ask AK about that decision. It's just awesome for the pilots. If there's time to do it, and if there was any event where there wouldn't be time, I have to say it would be this one, the biggest Tiny Whoop event in the world, 80 pilots deep. So they're giving all these pilots 2 extra packs on the course, which I think is such a gift, not just because they're going to get warmed up, but because this course is a delight. It's so much fun. If you're new to us today and you weren't with us yesterday, it's going to take just a minute to get used to, but don't worry, we'll walk you through it. Me and Dan are masters of this course right
Yep.
now.
And this is the last group, so these pilots, I think this is their first one, I'm not 100% sure, but once we get get back to the Czar, Axion, Wookie, FPV Deegan group, that will be one more practice and then they'll really go for it. So we still have a few minutes here before we get into the actual racing. But yeah, we want to explain basically how the brackets work, how you go up and down, that type
Sure.
of thing for
Yeah,
anyone
it's-
that's new here.
Absolutely, yeah. If you've ever seen any other micro drone racing from the United States, and a lot of that is spreading around the world right now, we're going to be doing what we call a simple double elimination bracket, meaning rather than a standard tournament where as soon as you get, well, there it is.
The
We're
screen.
looking at it. So you see the 4 races on the upper left. We call that the preliminary round. We're going to take these 16 pilots here in the enthusiast bracket and divide them into the winners bracket, the green races to the upper right, and the consolation bracket, or the comeback bracket, I guess is now it's called. Used to be called the losers bracket, but we're not going to say that, on the bottom of the screen. So but if you're first or second, you continue in the winners bracket. If you're third or fourth, you're going down to the consolation bracket where you have one more chance to stay alive. Anybody in this double elimination bracket that gets third or fourth more than one time is dismissed from the event. Their career here at Whooptopia 7 is actually over, and we'll give you a place and a prize and a pat on the butt and a kick out the door.
Yep. So, as you can see, the seeds there on the left of the pilot's name are the positions that they finished in the qualifying. So Czar, your #1 seed, is the TQ, top qualifier of this group. So we'll be speaking to him before we get going, see how he feels about this draw he's got and being the TQ. And you get a little trophy, and you get the pressure of supposedly being the fastest pilot, and you should move on. So there's that too.
Yep, and top qualifier gets a little trophy as well, I think.
Yeah,
They'll get an interview,
that's a
they
cool
get a little
like,
extra
3D
trophy.
printed trophy there.
So that's terrific. A lot of trophies going out. This is the most trophy-tastic Whooptopia in history. I think there's over 25 trophies for 80 pilots. So, top 4 for all. Wait, way more than that. Top 4 for all 5 classes. That's 20 trophies.
Yep.
So 24, 25 trophies exactly. Nailed it. 25 trophies going out.
Yeah, 5 with the.
Because
with
4
the
for
TQs.
each podium and the 5 brackets plus 5 more for top qualifier for each group.
Yep.
So yeah, I just talked
Oh,
to
and
Czar.
there's 8 UDL trophies, so
Oh,
you can add those
all right.
in too.
Let's go. 33 trophies for 80 pilots. Pretty good odds if you're rolling the dice. And
a lot
you
of
kind
them,
are.
like Mayor One took 2 of them though, so
Oh yeah,
not
a lot of people
necessarily all
doubled
the pilots.
down.
Yeah, he
Okay.
got the TQ and the 2nd place in the hobbyist class that we just watched. Anyway,
So, yeah, I
KBD
mean-
put down a 22. I think that might have been a false trigger. Otherwise, he's gonna.
I've been really enjoying this practice round, though. I don't know if anybody else at home has been riding along with Anspo, one of my new favorite pilots. He had some serious traffic beginning of the first lap and almost had several mid-airs while we were chit-chatting. But now skating cleanly and all by himself. Look at these nice laps. Big bomb split S as he starts to find a little bit of traffic. There's your rising slalom, which I decided to embrace in spite of thinking that's a bad name. Corkscrew into the setup for the dive gate. I'm kind of doing a little course description. Hooks right, sweeps around the dive gate, and pound it right into that gate.
You're
Just
watching
kidding.
Icy, right?
No, I'm still on Anspo.
Oh, okay.
Upper right.
Finished in first.
So we should do a course description, and there is one more practice battery before we start to do for realsies in the double elimination bracket. Oh,
But that's going to be from
Man,
the top
I'm
group.
good.
This is this group's bottom.
did you guys see
last.
that? You didn't, but I just
Second last.
dodged a face punch again.
It's nice.
was birds.
I feel a lot safer sitting next to you with the face punch because with Borgie, they're coming for me a little bit. But
Yeah, you
you're
got the
such,
throw. I would definitely go for the
You're
throw.
such a whoop magnet that everyone wants to face punch you.
Yeah,
'cause
and
it's
it's
never
never-
happened. So
yeah.
I just most of the time
Everybody
I just sit
wants
here and
that.
I spectate.
Everybody wants to claim that they were the first guy to ever do it,
Yeah.
but it's never going to happen because I am the Whoop Ninja, ladies and gentlemen.
I
Well,
got
now-
a good smackdown on Hornycorn coming in as the
Oh,
put
really?
it down.
Yeah, yeah.
Because people said they were out for the hair, and apparently
I'm out for the hair. This event won't go by without me tangling that fro. I'm serious.
Apparently, if you get a 4 procs into the throw, it's as good as the crash gate. And I feel like, what's his name?
Is that official?
Rain. Greg said it was. Rain was kind of going for it sometime. He wouldn't go. He went to the finish gate multiple times. Came over here, like swirled above us, and then went into the crash gate.
That's kind of an amateur move. Just kidding. I love you, Rain.
You want to do it the other way. You want to go into the crash gate,
Yeah,
swirl around
make
in there,
it official,
then come out.
Then come out, start to pound. Well, here they come, our heroes.
All right.
Wookie, Czar, Axion, and FPV Deegan.
So we might not actually be able to
We got at least
interview
3 old
Czar in
schoolers.
time because he's about to do his pack and then they go directly into the.
Well, the good news is I actually interviewed
Maybe we
him
can-
already.
Oh, you did?
I asked him how he got into FPV. He bought a Mavic back in 2020 and discovered FPV 2 weeks later. This is how a lot of people come
That's
to Tiny Whoop.
exactly what I did.
They all buy camera drones and they're like, no, but what I really want is to fly. It's not control an imaginary GPS location a computer's fighting to get to. I want to be the plane.
Yeah, it's just you think the drone is cool, you buy it, and then you start watching YouTube videos, and then at some point,
Tiny Whoop
FPV
shows up.
video
Yeah.
or Tiny Whoop pops in, and you're like, wait, what is happening now?
That's what I secretly wanted when I talked myself that I was going to do some sort of a side gig using a photography drone for my job. So yeah, that's Czar, your TQ. I asked him who he would like to thank for his FPV career. He said his beautiful wife, Bree, who's actually here right now, and their daughter's here too. I gave her a pair of my little heart-shaped yellow
Awesome.
glasses. I said, is there anything else interesting you'd like to tell us about your FPV journey? And he said, I'm just a guy who likes to have beer and race whoops with friends. And a lot of us are like that. You know, outside of Whooptopia and some of the big races, there was a long time where I really defended Tiny Whoop as a casual-only event. And we're dead serious around here. Whooptopia is the most legit race on planet Earth for Tiny Whoops. And we're going to crown a champion in a little while here today, and you will not believe the flying that you see. We caught a little taste of it yesterday, but the one thing we know about T-Dog, and from the looks of it, Neon as well, the 2 fastest pilots here, they're both getting faster.
Oh,
Meaning
yeah.
the fastest whoop flight that has ever been seen will be seen later. Please subscribe to the Perspective Image YouTube channel if you want to see that go down. They're also one of our platinum sponsors. It's a good way to say thanks for supporting the event. Not to mention, smash and like, because we're on a like extravaganza. Let's see, so many people watching. How many likes can we get right now, you guys? I'm asking. Anyway, that was Czar. He's here in this heat. We've also got Axion, old school Tiny Whoop pilot. He was on the Weebleed E-Series Tiny Whoop team is how I know him. He plays 316th in Race Gal. He also participated in iGal 4 and 3. And you know when a pilot is a double iGal pilot, it had a big influence over their career, and that's where you come in hardcore.
Solid double-digit finishes too, so not just like actually like participated a lot. I remember. Whoa,
Yeah,
we just
no.
got saved by that cord, I think.
Yeah, I would have felt it if it was a threat. Axion is in the Enthusiast this year, and last year he was here as well, got 10th place, and then the year before that, 11th in advance, but way back in 2022, 15th in advance. So, another.
Ooh, that was just over the top.
Come on, Wookie. Come on. It's Wookie. Let's talk about Wookie.
He's sneaking in.
He's stinking in. Oh, he's gonna.
just looking out. Is he going for the backwards face punch? Ooh, what about that? You pretend like you're not doing it and just reverse.
That'd be really good.
That'd be pretty baller.
That'd be pretty baller. But yeah, I mean, let's talk about Wookie because he's a community leader in his own right. We
Yep.
mentioned him during the interviews, but he's inspired a lot of people to fly, and I think he's got 5 of his team pilot, 4 or 5 of
At
his team
least.
pilots here today. and they've been traveling to races for something
They all
like a
got
year.
the shirts together.
Yeah, proudly representing Neo's UV Creations, which, by the way, he doesn't just support the community by dragging kids in, kicking and screaming. Just kidding. He drags them in, and they have a blast. They're laughing and smiling, not kicking and screaming. But he also has been a huge supporter of these events as a sponsor.
And always making some of the coolest looking elements of the tracks that he's involved in.
Yeah,
Like,
there he is. Well, okay. He's
the
not on
previous Tiny Whoop Open, right? The stair hallway was the Neo's UV like descent, and that looked awesome.
Yeah. Nobody will
Then
forget that.
Last Tiny Whoop Open, we had the whole entire UV tent.
Yeah, but in
Neo's UV
addition
Convention.
to helping foster kids getting into the hobby, in addition to providing amazing course features, he's also financially supporting these events. There he is, right up close. You see him on the left. He's the coach of Neo's Drone, and he's a diamond sponsor of this event. He's been a really big sponsor of Tiny Whoop Open events for the last 2 years, and just has become an incredibly influential person within the community. We are racing for reels right now, by the way. This is the first Realsies battery here in Enthusiast Class Double Elimination Bracket. So this is where we're going to sort these 4 pilots into either the winner's bracket or the consolation bracket.
So Czar and Axion already Apollo. The one thing that's going to be different about this bracket, if you were joining us for hobbyists, the hobbyists were doing 2 laps, and I'm pretty sure this group is going to do 3.
Well, it looks like a pretty solid rising slalom into the corkscrew for your leader, Wookie, right now. He's got heat. Czar and Axion are right there, and Deegan trying to catch up now. Wookie's already out of that dive gate, hooking his way towards the high slalom, setting up for the drop ladder.
Yeah, he's gapped the field by quite a bit already. He's about to go on to his first lap with maybe a 5-second lead over second place. Oh, he misses the pylon. He has to go back. It's going to cost him some speed now. Axion and Czar catching up, but Czar goes down.
And it looks
so
like
Axion is just behind Wookie now. Wookie in first, Axion in second. Oh, Wookie sets it down, and Axion makes the pass.
There it is. Axion in first, and Czar making the pass as well. So Czar moves into the second place position behind Axion, whose video is, by the way, better than it looks for us.
Yes.
He's out of the dive gate. Now Czar into the dive gate. 4 seconds behind him as Axion making his way towards the drop ladder with rough video on the stream. I'm sorry about that. Ooh, a big error at the bottom of the drop gate. Here comes the pass. Czar now moves up into the number 1 spot and crossing over onto his 3rd lap, spanks that start-finish gate, and Axion makes the pass.
Though.
Axion,
they're going to
review that.
30 seconds remaining.
And I'm looking to Deegan.
Jesse always advocates, and most of the time, very good idea. If you're not sure, just go back and hit it again, because you don't want to have them review
most
it.
of the time,
see
Dan?
that you happen. Well, you know, sometimes where you just kind of got to go for it. I think there's certain instances.
Well, pressure's on. Czar in the 1 spot, 2 laps in the books, and Czar already on the Embleman and spiking it towards the crash gate. That's going to make it official.
Okay, he made
he's
it in.
He's in.
We're going to see some shenanigans. We didn't have any in the first group, but when the pilots are flying faster and they know they got to get into that crash gate, there's definitely we're going to see someone crash, something happen, someone smack their face on the finish gate, and we're going to have a mix-up right at the very end. It happens every year.
That's the truth, and it never happened to anyone worse than it happened to you in your heat last year when you sat next to me right here and talked about how the crash gate's a thing. Then you had a crash gate issue.
I would have got second.
And you lost it. You were.
Oh no!
Okay,
I was
that's
mad
going too far,
because
but you were upset about it.
I was
and
upset
I was like, you
because
called
they
that.
didn't want us to. Because Noah and Rog didn't want me to be in the rerun. So it wasn't the crash.
Yeah, that's right.
The crash was what it was. Like, I was about to finish second, but both me and Noah were right there. We both smashed into the crash gate, bounced off. Connor came up, snuck in, and him and Rog basically, Connor and Noah basically finished at the same time. They watched it over and over again. They couldn't decide. So
Rog
those
got
two
in
ran
first.
off.
Yeah, Rog actually did get in. In my opinion, I rewatched it recently, and I saw Rog get in there, even though it was Customs, Noah's second attempt on the crash gate. Anyway, neither this is here nor there. Yeah, you were stuck on your dome and could not wiggle out of that.
Well, no, I turtled back up, but by then both of them were in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I got 4th, and there was no trophy for 4th that year.
Well, let's glance at the double elimination bracket, if possible, just to show the people at home what it looks like, what happens after the first official racing here, because we just had 2 pilots. That would be, I'm going to say, Czar and Axion. We don't have an update from the official leaderboard or from the official judges yet. But what we're going to see happen.
Double check that one gate. Yeah.
Okay, there's a I'm being told there's a review underway right now, and there you can see it on the right.
It's-
We're
I
going to
think
double
it's
check.
Czar.
Czar or Axion? It's one of
No,
those two.
Czar on the crash gate, or on the start gate. Remember, he hit it, and then he just went on
Oh,
to the hurdle.
did he go through?
Yeah,
So
let's
upper
see.
left of your screen. Okay,
Okay,
there
contact.
he strikes the LED. That's actually good position.
Ooh, but that's... Oh, okay, no, they were going forward. Now you get the tumble.
Now,
That's always hard to tell exactly what's going on in the tumble.
we need to see the back of that gate somewhere.
Yeah, when he finishes out, we want to see him on the back side of the.
Okay, what are we looking at?
That looks like the back side because you can see the pylon.
Yep.
There on the right. So
There's
it
the
looks like
pylon.
he's probably made it through, from what I see right here. It would be hard for him to bounce off the front. It could come around.
He could be looking at that wall.
Yeah, but he hit the right side of the gate, the left, as we're looking at his screen now, and the position he in. It would be hard for him to sneak around the front of the gate, not go through, and to get into that position, I think.
Would love to see this tick forward one or two. Okay, here we go.
See, yeah, he is past the plane of the gate. So unless he did some crazy thing where he bounced off the front, did some weird spin, and came around.
Okay. Well, one more thing.
I would guess he made it through.
One more thing we have to remind the people at home is that neither Dan or I are judges.
Yes.
We always have thoughts.
They ask sometimes for our input, but the final say is with the full team over there.
Yeah, we're just the messenger, ladies and gentlemen.
So, but you're watching it here. This is them reviewing it live, what you were seeing on the screen. So, you know, you can see exactly what they're looking at.
Well, while they review it, why don't we say a quick thank you to our presenting sponsor.
Who's
This is
that?
the highest level of contribution supporting the greatest tiny whip race on planet Earth, ladies and gentlemen. So it's worth a mention. And since arriving on the whip scene in 2019, We Bleed FPV has been dedicated to growing their tiny whip segment with a strong focus on quality and community engagement. They've become a go-to for pilots with custom motors and BT2 batteries, super popular, plus tons of very unique apparel, which I saw you and Jace sporting a second ago, extremely fashionable.
Yeah, I like
We
that
Bleed
white
FPV could not be more proud to be a presenting sponsor of Whooptopia 7. Is committed to supporting the premier FPV racing events in the community. Since Zotek launched We Bleed FPV, we've seen his incredible generosity across the community, supporting more events with more cash than anyone I've ever seen in Tiny Whip or possibly even in FPV, period. Maybe Trappy's on that level.
As far
He's
as
a
the last
hardcore.
heat goes, results are in and official.
All right, so they gave
Czar and
Czar
Axion
going
first
through.
and second,
I
moving
think that's the
on.
correct
We'll
decision
see
in
you
my
guys in
opinion
race
as well.
number
He probably
6.
made
No
it through
channel
that gate.
changes. Wookie and Deegan, you guys are going down to race number 5. Also, no channel changes.
Well, there it is, the
Up
double
now,
limit.
clearance for board
So
player
we've got-
Daddy-O. Practice battery
they hear
number
that?
3.
Yes, they can. Yeah. And we do hear it. So, yeah, Dan's just asking, does the stream hear AK? And we know that you do.
So we don't want to talk over him.
Have a look at the bracket right now on your screen. You can see Czar number 1, Axion got 2. That's going to kick them to race number 6 in the winner's bracket. Meanwhile, Wookie and Deegan have got to fight their way all the way back. They have a chance to make it to finals, but they've got a lot of races to win. They've got to win race 5, then they'll have to win at least 3 to 4 more races to make their way to finals. But it's not impossible. In fact, it happened last round.
So this practice again, this group is getting their third and final practice back, and then we'll be right back up with them racing. Oh, Jesse, we were watching the stream back last night and at Deadlock House. Do you remember talking about Ugelin a whole bunch?
A little bit.
You had like one of my favorite hilarious quotes of all
I heard you
live.
mention that on the stream, and I was like, what is he talking about?
It was so, like, because all the, you know, the Deadlock guys always like clip you and like find the funniest things and put it in videos and stuff. So Ugelin was the fastest like in his group, so you were like always watching him, and he was like getting lots of like good lap, crash. You know, it was like 23, 40, and in the final 2 groups, you said, I have become a huge fan of Ugelin, and it has led to nothing but disappointment.
Well, okay, that whole time I was like, is this a gaffe or a genuine sentiment? That was a genuine sentiment.
It was great. Ugelin
because
loved it.
He's awesome. He is an
He should have
awesome
been an
pilot.
elite. He should have,
But
for
he
sure been
had me
elite.
on the edge of my seat.
Yes.
And yeah, once or twice, he must have let me down. Let's talk about these pilots,
It
though.
was
Look
so
at the
good.
top of your
Such a
screen.
good
Cletus and Hotspur are both pilots. We talked about Wookie a second ago. He is their coach for Neo's UV Creations and inspired them both to become pilots. They've both flown on all kinds of online events, in-person events at iFly in Denver, but they also came to the Tiny Whoop Open where we competed with them last April. Cletus said, my teacher at school told me about it, and he got hooked up. Let's see. Same thing with Hotspur, upper right.
They're
got
both
inspired
the new SUV
through
guys, right?
fast. They both would like to thank their family for supporting their FPV careers.
10 seconds remaining.
And it looks like
all the news guys also doing race gal, so very familiar with Hotspur.
Hotspur
and a
was
lot of the
also
guys.
he was also a pilot at the Tiny Whoop preseason invitational, where he scored 4th place. He stood on the podium at the world's first Tiny Whoop preseason invitational.
Nice.
Which is an awesome accomplishment. We've also got Jace Borgslayer. You guys have been watching him on the live stream, lower left of your screen. And he's an old school Tiny Whoop pilot, been around since the beginning. He started flying brushless multi-wee boards in 2015. He runs a multi-GP chapter in Maine. None of his locals could make it, but 3 of the 5 Team Whoop Trek crew will be here in person. He's a part of the famous Team Whoop Trek, which is also one of our Diamond sponsors.
And he's going to come for the face punches, so we got ready. Here he comes. He's sneaking. He's sneaking. Oh, he went for a TED face punch? Interesting.
I respect that.
Yeah, mixing it up.
All right.
Or maybe that was KVD.
He could have been confused. We've also got Daddy-O in these heats as we get ready to make it official racing here in the preliminary rounding enthusiast double elimination bracket. Daddy-O's here. He was inspired by UAV Futures. That's our friend Stu running his YouTube channel out of Australia. And he had a video about a $99 build video. And Daddy-O was like, I will bite.
Got in on that.
Yeah, and
I remember that.
he wanted to say a special thanks to Stewie. So Stu, we know you're watching. Thanks so much for inspiring pilots here in the United States.
I bought all the things that Stu told me to buy it for like the first year of
Oh, really?
career. I had everything he had. I had the Amway goggles. I had it was a Fly Sky radio that had light up gimbals. I forget what it was called exactly, but it was the same one he had. I bought like the Lizard that I was all UAV Futures for like the first 2 years of my FPV career. So this group is their second group. So Cletus was the 4th qualifier in this group, Hotspur 5th, and then Borg you dropped down to 12th, and Daddy-O was 13th. So anyone can of course win, but the setup here definitely favors Cletus and Hotspur. But Borg is a very consistent pilot. He did real good in the Thursday race, always running pretty consistent times, and as the other pilots followed around him, he tends to advance. But let's see how he does here in his first official race.
I'm excited to watch him fly. He said he wanted to reach out and say a special thanks to my friend Benedict Hawk, who's the godfather of the Micromotor Warehouse, another Australian business that was unbelievably influential, one of the ones that inspired me in 2015.
I remember him watching him.
He also wants to say
like the coolest place to watch people fly around.
What's oh yeah,
Benedict's
his house out in the jungle.
Yeah.
It was so cool. Well, there's a launch, and this is an official race here in the preliminary round. Cletus is screaming. He's got to be up in the 1 spot right now. Oh, nope, he just got past. That's got to be Hotspur.
Yeah.
So Hotspur and Cletus, and we can't see Hotspur's video that well, but
Borg's
let's hope
right
that
there,
he
though,
can.
not too far behind, a gate or two.
There's
looking
the
nice and
corkscrew.
clean. Cletus with a little bobble falls back now. And it looks like Hotspur's probably out front, but now he's on the ground.
He's out front.
But he's in the, he's quite a bit out front, actually.
Yep. He's
second place Cletus just going through the dive, and Hotspur's already on the drop ladder.
Yep. He's now done with the drop ladder and headed around to round out lap number 1. Let's give him a 33.16 in first place here in the preliminary round. Sitting pretty. He just needs to fly nice and smooth and keep that dream alive.
Borg almost forgot the Immelman there. He had to turn around and go back to where. But he
Cletus
gets it.
struggling to get up. Is he under that wire, or is he missing a proper motor? I think he's got damage to his equipment. That is a rough start for Cletus, especially the way he launched off the block. He was so confident. He's not giving up, and I really appreciate that persistence.
Yep. So with him down, it looks like Hotspur's about to finish his second lap, and Jason's second.
There it is. Yeah, Hotspur is just screaming.
Daddy-O not far behind, though. Maybe 3-4 seconds behind Jace right now. He's just going into the cork as Jace is finishing the dive. So, but it looks like Jace is making the gap a little bit bigger here as Daddy-O takes a slow dive gate.
So Hotspur flying nice and strong, already halfway done with his final lap, so setting up for a big win. And thanks to Cletus's equipment error, it's looking really good for Borg, who's still got an entire lap to go as Hotspur crosses over, almost lapping second place.
Yeah. almost caught up to Jason.
So
there.
Hotspur did lap third, did lap fourth, and now Borgslayer, it's on you to keep it nice and smooth all the way to that finish gate. Can you do it, Dan?
It looks like it, but Daddy-O not far behind.
Yeah,
So
Daddy-O is pushing.
right there. He's a couple of gates behind. But if Borg keeps it clean, he should finish it. Nice, safe dive gate there, round and around.
Check out the burn on Borgslayer's screen. You notice this? His image sensor.
It's just on the screen, our screen.
Oh, my bad.
On this actual monitor.
My bad, my bad,
But yeah,
my bad.
there's a wee bleed right on top. Okay, so Borg into the final Immelman, coming back through the middle gate, clean start gate, and into the finish, and coming for the face punch.
Nope.
No, look at that.
Parking
Just
it at the
down,
park. He
parking
doesn't have
it.
the guts, and that's okay. Nobody think less of him for that, okay?
And here comes Daddy-O, very solid.
Finished in third.
Forgets about the start finish gate, and now he's into it.
Okay.
Third place, and unfortunately Cletus got stuck. It looks like he broke a motor wire or lost
Race
a prop,
over.
something to that effect.
Let's hope
Couldn't
it's a
take off
lost
again.
prop. Let's hope it's a lost prop. And somebody tell him not to put that prop back on. That's like
Yeah,
a
the worst.
hardcore amateur move at a
Yeah.
big event. Everybody's like, oh, the prop's a little slippery. Maybe it'll stick the second time. Unfortunately, it'll always fly off again. Let's
right.
hope that's the case. I don't want this guy to have to replace a motor, replace a flight controller. That would be a nightmare in the heat of the battle.
Yeah, unfortunate for Cletus, who was the top qualifier of that group in the fourth seed. Some equipment trouble, and now he is going to be in the comeback bracket. Going to have to work his way through 5 more rounds to make it into the finals.
Equity on R1.
Well, now let's bring up 4 more of our heroes. I'm talking about Equity. That's Kirk Rossetter from Florida, all the way from Florida. Finch from right here in Arizona. We've got Eric Giever, that's Seg, one of my favorite pilots, a hardcore guy. He took home a lot of money at the card game.
IO Pac-Man champion.
IO Pac-Man champion. I mentioned it yesterday when you weren't on the stream. He's from all the way in California, and it was great to fly with him out there.
Yep.
And then, of course, our presenting sponsor, the owner of We Bleed FPV, is right there, second from the end. So right up close, that's Equity. Then we got Seg. Then Zotek, a.k.a. Jeff Grabowski. And then finally at the back, that's our man Juan Castillo. That's Finch FPV. We're going to bring these guys on for 1 practice battery. They've already had 2, so we'll give them 1 more on the course just to loosen up. You can see Jeff shaking his shoulders out there. He's got his ball in New Jersey. I should put my jersey. We should put on our new jerseys. Did you get the red jersey? We should put that on pretty soon. As a gracias to our presenting sponsor as they launch off on their final practice before things get serious in their Whooptopia 7 career.
Finch rocking that Lux. Looks beautiful.
Oh, my goodness.
And then looks like all the other 3 pilots on analog.
Yep, you got to love that. I mean, have a look at the difference between Finch's camera and Zotek, for example.
Yep.
The clarity is notable. And when you're going fast, it really does matter.
Yeah, and even between Seg, who's running the
Yeah, Seg's
Eco,
looking good.
the Lux is just like beautiful. It looks great.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good example. If you're, right now, we've talked a lot about it. One of our platinum sponsors is HD0.
Yep.
And maybe now's a good time to maybe talk about it because nobody has done more to bring HD Revolution to Tiny Whoop than HD0. Since they released their HD0 video transmission, it has been getting smaller and lighter every single iteration. They made several new versions in 2024, and we're so excited about 2025 when they will be releasing a new goggles. And there's actually one floating around here. Did you get to check it out?
Yeah, I've seen it for minutes.
So cool. Well, the HD Revolution is officially here. HD goggles are the gold standard. My personal daily drivers, I just love those goggles. So shout out to HD0 and thank you so much for being a platinum sponsor of the biggest Tiny Whoop race in the world, supporting Tiny Whoop drone sports hardcore. Thank you so much, Carl.
30 seconds remaining.
Looks like we got 30 seconds left on our practice round here.
2 in first.
And is Finch really in first? Looks like he is. He's got 2 laps under his belt already, and now he's headed for that big split S punt before he starts to set up for his ascending slalom.
2 in fourth.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, and it's time for his corkscrew. On board with Finch, upper right of your screen, riding first place in this practice round. A very nice dive and a hook into the sweeper around the back of the dive before he sets up for his high slalom into the drop ladder. Here it is. All the way to the bottom, scoots around. This is an Emmelman, also known as a reverse split S. I just think we should start calling split S's reverse Emmelman.
And a
5
40.
finished in
Nice,
second.
nice work on the. It's very solid. 43, 44, 40.
Fastest lap of the day for
That-
Finch on his
yeah.
final practice round. You do
That
love
type
it.
of that type
Finished
of
in third.
performance is definitely going to move you up in these brackets.
Let's see if he can pull it off. What do you guys think in the chat, huh?
Finch is your 7th seed.
Seg
Equity,
finished
the
in
top
4th.
seed in this group. He was 2nd
Race
overall.
over.
Then you got Seg, who finished 10th of this group, and Zotek, or qualified 10th, and Zotek in 15th seed.
All right.
So we're about to do the real race now. That was practice, and we're about to run it back for the lower half of the bracket here and see who's going to be in our winners bracket and who's going to go down to race 7 and try to avoid elimination.
And you can see we've already got races 5 and 6 filled out.
Yep.
So after the preliminary round, we're going to visit our old friends, Cletus Daddy Wookie and FPV Deegan, to see which 2 of them will be the first 2 eliminated from the enthusiast bracket, and which 2 are going to try to move all the way down that red road, keeping the dream alive all the way to finals. And it's not out of the question because our friend Edgar just did it.
Yep. I think he went down in the 2nd round.
Oh, really? I
Player
thought
one.
it was the
Yeah.
first. Well, guys, I want to just shout out one more time because there's so many people live with us right here on our platinum sponsor, Perspective Image YouTube channel. 50 of you have smashed the like button, but I want the other 100 of you to do it as well. We're going to break records today. The more you guys help us do that, the more of our friends we can inspire to watch Whooptopia through the YouTube algorithm, and we're going to get more friends because of it. It's a direct translation between you hitting like and me having more friends. So that's why you're going to hear me dogging on
We
it.
need to get into the algorithms of people where, like, when you stop watching it, it just starts playing things, because these are nice long chunks.
Exactly.
And it'll be like, hey, this guy watched 2.5 hours of
Whooptopia
this.
deserves
Let's just
it.
give him another one.
People at home, are
Feed
you
it
not
up.
entertained? Are you not entertained? Come on, help us out. Support Whooptopia, support Perspective Image,
When you
support
go to
my
bed,
friends crew.
just put them on a playlist, play it in the background.
Come on, we're not trying to get that kind of watch time in general. We'll take it, but what we want is people to get involved.
That's kind of a YouTube meta, is make long videos that people watch
I
while they're
know,
asleep.
I know. I don't play that game like you do, though. Oh, we're watching a live race, right? Wait, is this practice? I already lost
yeah,
track.
this is practice.
Okay, phew.
This
Sorry,
is their
I almost.
first one.
Yeah, so we're watching our friends on the course. They've had 2 practice rounds already.
Wait, no, it's not. This is real. Remember Zotek? Yeah, this is real. My bad. Finch just got finished first. He had 3 solid laps. So this is real racing.
Well, he's the first one of the dive gate again. I see Zotek.
Equity's out front.
Equity's out front. Zotek, 3rd one through the dive gate. Equity's already down that drop ladder. I got to stop listening to you, Dan. Just kidding. I appreciate your help. Equity
really close.
crosses
Equity
over,
and Finch
sub 40.
back to back.
Finch lap 1 in second.
And Zotek right there too. Oh, but Zotek smashes this face into the start gate. He's got to go through it. He does. Gonna have to catch
What
up
happened
now.
to Seg? How was Seg just now reaching the crash or the dive gate? I want to know what
60
happened
seconds
there.
I think he
So
had a little
curious.
bit of bobble on the big split S.
Would have been more than a little bit. So first one of the dive gate this time. Finch leading in front of Equity by just a fraction, and there's the
Ooh, you
pass.
can
So
see
now
them in each
Equity
other's
passes out. Now Finch back in front. There's a hardcore battle happening. Finch drops the drop ladder just in front of Equity, trying to chase him hard. These guys have a lap and a half now, 2 laps left to go. Finch crosses over onto his final lap in first place with a sub 40 in front of Equity. He's 41.
Nice. Both of them have got a 39 and a 40. Zotek was close before, but he spent a little bit of time upside down, and the top 2 are kind of pulling away.
Corkscrew with a bobble
as we
for
say
Finch.
that though, yep.
Corkscrew bobble for Finch. Equity makes the pass, and now Finch is right behind him, hooking right out of the dive gate as Equity approaches the high slalom, setting up for the dive ladder, or drop ladder rather.
Equity trying to make the pass back.
Oh
but
no.
Oh,
Equity
that was
goes
Seg. That was
down.
lap track issues.
Equity goes down. Finch moves into 1, and here he
He's gotta
comes
go
around,
straight
making it
in.
official.
Gets it.
Wow, that was
Nice
a
work.
nail biter.
Equity in second.
Bravo, Finch and Equity.
Nice work. Let's see, where's Zotek? He's on the course. So Seg's catching up to Zotek right now. Not that 3rd, 4th makes a difference, but you know, you always want to finish out strong, carry that momentum into the next round. So, but Zotek's turning up the heat here, looking real good. Oh, and as I say that, he smacks the bottom of the drop ladder, but he has pulled away from Seg, who's just on the dive right now. Zotek gets a little lost, but he figures it out through the bottom, into the Immelman, back through the middle of the ladder, around the pylon, Another dude. Zotek is having
Why
some
is
trouble
Zeg
with the start
dropping?
finish gate.
Why did Zeg just fall out of the sky?
He might have ran out of batteries.
It's
He did
looking
a
like
73
battery.
second
73
first lap.
first lap. That's legit, and it is.
Yeah. All right, and then Zotek gets in.
Okay, well
He had
there
a,
it
he had a
is.
solid first lap, but then those second and third ones were a little rough. Okay, so here we go to our final practice round for Birds, Anspo, Icy, and KBD, and then we'll be right into the last preliminary race, and then from there on, it's all legit racing. No more practice.
That's right. I got to hang out with Anspo this morning, and I said, how did you get into FPV? And he said, well, I was driving down the road, and I was all by myself. He saw some people on the side of the road flying drones, and pulled over and started talking to them, and then went home and got into FPV.
Awesome.
I just thought that was incredible. He's from Sacramento. Well, he's from Guatemala originally, lives in Sacramento now, and he flies with Jay Leviticus Orange Stuff, pretty much the old Nightwing crew.
Yep.
Really cool guy. And he took 4th place in Hobbyist last year, so trying to improve on that this year. He's already done that. Here he is in Enthusiast, moving on up, and let's see, he's not on the, wait. Yeah, he is. He's in the red right there.
Red.
There's Bird sitting down with a gold chain. KBD up close, one of the Whooptopia bros. And Icy
the
from
signature
Team
crisscross
Deadlock.
applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce, wiggling his shoulders, tilting his head. Came here from Hawaii and goes straight from here to the West Coast and moves to Hawaii permanently.
Yeah.
In less than 3.
All right, so we got 2 Deadlock pilots in this group, Birds and Icy. We got KBD, who's one of the Whooptopia organizers here. And then Anspo.
Last year, KBD got 8th place in Hobbyist, so he's moving up. The year before that, 12th in Hobbyist. But 3 years ago, in 2021, he actually took 5th in Enthusiast.
Nice.
And before that, both placed both in Pro and in Advanced. Obviously, the skill level in the house has changed a lot since then.
Yep.
KBD would like to thank AK and Gatekeeper and the whole local crew for supporting his FPV
What does
career.
Bird set his land now to? That he says land now at 3.8.
I don't know. Maybe he likes to really take good care of his batteries. Let's see. I mean, we've also got Icy in the air. He took 15th in Enthusiast last year, so it's going to be hard for him not to improve on that. He would have to fail pretty hard early in the, he would have
what did he
pretty much dump
here?
his first
Qualled
2.
11th, so.
Okay, so looking better, but if he does get 3rd or 4th in his first 2 races, it's potential for him to either match or even be worse than his last performance, but I got a lot of high hopes for
I would say in this
Icy.
field though, that's if you tread water, the level of the water has gone up, so you're kind of doing a little better, I'd say.
Yeah. Icy was also a member of the 2023 FAI International Drone Racing Team.
Cool.
Which you got to take that one to the bank.
Icy lap 2 and 4th.
All right, so Bird's got a 31. Wow, that's really fast. Icy with a solid 40,
KBD
50.
finished in 1st. 10 seconds remaining.
KBD goes in after only 2 laps.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't get a 21 and a 29. Oh, I think he figured it out. Now he's out.
He's scrambling out, trying to get another piece of the action. But he's got lots of practice under his belt this morning. I mean, 3 packs, how can you be disappointed? Look, he actually is going for a little bit more. Good for him.
I'm seeing little RX loss pop up on his screen every now and then. It's not ideal. See that? Micro fail saves.
I missed it, but I trust you.
Doesn't seem to be affecting him so far. I didn't see him like drop or anything. So, all right. So that was the final practice round for the enthusiasts.
That means everything from now on is for realsies. No more getting confused.
Yep. We're gonna have this race here. It's our final preliminary one, and then we're gonna go into an elimination bracket. Knock out our first 2 pilots.
You know, Birds Aren't Real came down here without even having a ticket to ride. He just was like, I'm going to come down, hang out, chill at Whoop House. But enough about all that. Let's talk about our platinum sponsors. Who are they, Dan?
Our platinum sponsors are HD0, Newbie Drone, GemFan Hobby, Pyro Drone, Emax, Tiny Whoop, and Perspective Image, who's bringing you this stream right here, and of course our presenting sponsor, We Bleed FPV. Thank you to all of our sponsors here at Whooptopia 2025, making this an awesome event.
Yeah, and what an incredible posse of sponsors that have come together. We're going to get to talk about it throughout the event, but I think we may as well just mention some of our diamond level sponsors, because there are so many that we want to thank throughout today. I'd love to roll into it right now and say a special thank you to Happy Model, Foxier, Vifly, Rectco, Neo's UV Creations, Fractal Engineering, Beta FPV, HQ Prop, Velocidrone, Team Whoop Trek, VCI, Radio Master, and our friend Custom FPV, as these pilots are done with their practice, putting their butts in the seats and getting ready to fly. I can see, check out Icy on the floor, shaking out those shoulders. I'm the guy on the race line, stomping, screaming, shaking, using muscles. You know what I mean? Because like I said yesterday, it's just crazy to be moving through a race course at race speeds, pushing the limits of your abilities, and have a body that's motionless. It doesn't compute for me. I got to shake as much of those wiggles out. You got to shake, shake, shake your wiggles out.
I like to lean forward when I feel like I need to go faster. I feel like it helps me go a little bit faster.
Yeah, but then you like sit up and lean back.
Oh
and
no,
your
but
quad goes
I
down.
stand.
Oh,
Right,
okay.
so.
That's right. You stand facing right into the camera. How could I forget? Man, what a strong launch for
where the camera
Anspo.
was. It was not a great position.
It was fine, dude. We loved everything we saw. Great launch for Anspo. He's already at that rising slalom and setting up for his corkscrew. Let's ride on board with him. First place. Corkscrew not complete, and now he's passed. Birds Aren't Real made the pass, and first one through the dive. Anspo is right there with him. But Bird's looking pretty clean, though frenetic.
Ooh,
not exactly
Icy goes
flying
down.
smooth. You can feel the pressure on him as he goes through the drop ladder, and Anspo is pushing to catch up right now. Wants it back. A little bit of a mistake there. Turned right instead of left, and Birds Aren't Real skates across the line with a 32.7, followed by a couple minor errors. Anspo sees him in his sights and wants to make the pass. I believe he just did. Gonna double check that. Oh, they're side by side. Are you seeing this on Anspo's screen?
Yeah, and
now
KBD
Bird's
not
running
far
away with it.
behind. If either of
KBD
them make
pushing.
a bobble, KBD could catch up, but right now they both have a faster pace. So
Bird's now 3 seconds ahead of Anspo and skating a little bit farther ahead. He's just got to keep it together. Yeah, Birds Aren't Real. Old school Denver pilot, and he's been around for a long time. He knows how it feels to be at a race like Whooptopia. Makes it across the line with his beautiful LEDs shining, and he's got heat right now.
I'm a little concerned
Is it
about
Icy?
his battery right now. Actually, no, it's
Icy made
recovering.
the pass?
No, Icy's
no,
only
Icy's
on
a lap
two.
back.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
Yeah,
Birds
he
Aren't
had-
Real
he got-
on his lid with a lot of pressure right now.
He got stuck turtling for a while there.
Oh no, Birds now with a double turtle. Can he get back in it?
Yep.
KBD lap 2 and 3rd.
And he's got action the moment he does. First one through the dive gate, but look at Anspo chasing him down. Oh, Anspo felt the pressure from the traffic and took a little bit of a dive. He's not that far back, though, with a fast recovery. Birds Aren't Real. Drop ladder
Birds'
right in front of
battery
Anspo.
is- Okay, he's gonna hang on. Oh,
Come on,
he
Birds.
gets
Keep
through.
it together.
Get
Keep
into
it
there. Oh,
Oh, man, that was
Anspo,
close.
A second behind him.
Birds Aren't Real started to choke from the nerves there at the
Yeah,
end. I
he
saw him
was so
stand up.
shaky.
He stood up and walked away immediately. My God. Yeah, he was like wiggling left and
Yeah.
right through the start finish, and then still had to hit that crash gate after all that wriggling, but pulled it off. So respect to Birds
Meanwhile,
Aren't
Icy
Real.
passed KBD. Nice comeback, Icy. 2 solid 40s right at the end there, passing KBD before the
KBD
finish.
must be having a hard final lap. It's got to be a big time, and an uncharacteristically big time. Let's bring him across, though.
KBD finished in 3rd.
Over a minute for KBD. We don't know what happened. I was a little bit distracted.
Yeah, he kept crashing there when he saw that
Smiles
he was
on his face.
in range, and then he started falling apart. But no one's out.
Race number 5 is our first consolation bracket race, and we are going to remove a couple of these pilots from the room, but let's bring in Cletus, Daddio, FPV Deegan, and Wookie.
All right, so Wookie had a really hot start to the first round. He was looking really good, and then he went down and seemed to get stuck. So
I
think
believe in him.
If he can just run that pace he did for the first lap or anywhere around that, I think he's got a good chance to move on here.
Yeah, me too. And he's also probably the most experienced pilot in this heat, so he's looking really strong to keep it alive in the consolation bracket. Yeah, he's raced twice at the Tiny Whoop Open and even got 7th in Elite a couple years ago.
Nice.
Race Scout 2, Race Scout, iGal 4. Props to you. There he is,
All right.
sitting right up close. Oh, but first, we've got our next 4 races built out. You can see we're in the consolation bracket, but right after this, we'll go back up to what I call the happy bracket with Czar, Axion, Borgslayer, and Hotspur. Setting up for race 11, which is technically the semifinals of the winner's bracket. So
Race
it's all
11's
happening just
the place
that
you
fast.
want to be, because then you got 2 chances to make the finals. It's always nice when you make it to race 11.
Race 11, you're sitting real pretty. Race 11 is often the precursor to finals.
Next up, round 2, race 5. Cletus FPV on R1.
Okay, so
Dadio on
this
R2.
is an elimination round.
Wookie on R6.
2 of these pilots
FPV
surviving
on
another
R7.
round. 2 pilots done for the event.
I'm always kind of wondering, and I know I asked one point, but I don't remember.
Arm your
Is
quads.
Wookiee's other name
Starting
Neo?
on the tone in less than 3.
Yeah, what is Neo? Did we ever ask them that?
Here we go. It's a race to stay alive. This really does matter because this will be the first 2 pilots that we boot out of Whooptopia in the enthusiast class.
Cletus clean start, and then he got stuck. He broke a motor wire or a prop or something. But his quad seems to be flying good now, as we say that.
A little bit of a face plant.
But he gets right back on his line. Didn't even have to put it down. Nice work.
Struggles for
Him and
Dadio.
Wookie right together.
Yeah, Wookie and Cletus. The student becomes a teacher. And
Ooh,
there's the
they touch
pass.
each other, just
Oh,
barely. Wookie
contact
goes
and
down.
Wookie goes down. You love to see it. Cletus now skating ahead in first place on the drop ladder.
Nice little adjustment to get through the top of it. Oh,
Deegan
but
riding 3rd place right now,
but
and
now he's
Dadio
upside
trying
down.
to catch up.
Ooh, he avoids that wire. Nice. He's got an Immelman. Okay.
So
And
Wookie.
Wookie's coming into the drop ladder.
Yeah, Wookie got stuck for a minute.
Oh, but
Now-
Deegan is right there with Wookie, but he goes down on the
second.
Immelman. Wookie makes the pass.
60 seconds
So
remaining.
Cletus out front, Wookie in second, Deegan in third, and Dadio is just finishing up his first lap now.
And yeah, we said it
Dadio
before,
lap
but these
1
guys
and
have
4.
slightly better video than we're actually witnessing here on the stream.
Ooh,
Cletus tapping his
Little clip.
forehead going through that gate, but makes it through the dive gate without too much trouble as Wookie already approaching the dive gate as well. Just a few seconds back, so Cletus 1, Wookie 2, Deegan and Dadio 3 and 4.
yeah.
30
Cletus
seconds
looking
remaining.
like he's got real good pace for this
FPV
group
in
here.
lap 2
Cletus
and
on his
first.
final lap with his fastest of the
Cletus
day.
FCB lap
Super
2
big
and
ladder,
first.
but gets it done. Oh, and then hits the next gate. This is going to give Wookie a chance to catch up. He makes the pass just ahead of Cletus here. Now
Oh.
they're on the same gate, same time. Cletus a little bit faster, probably going to see him
10
pop up the
seconds.
Wookie screen
Ooh.
there. Oh, we saw him for a second.
Almost
Ooh,
contact
oh.
again, and that could have been a little prop wash
Yeah.
that made Cletus do a
FPV
little touch and
finished
go.
in first.
Wookie pulls a little bit ahead. He's already through the dive gate as Cletus struggles slightly with the corkscrew.
Oh no.
Coming around. Wookie's built up a little bit of
Wookie
lead. He's
wants
already
it
on the
bad.
drop gate.
But really, it's Deegan and Dadio that need to make moves right now.
Yeah, almost too late now.
There's
Wookie
Wookie.
finished in second.
Well, that's not true. Wookie
Yeah,
finished
Wookie
in
got
first, and
first.
here's Cletus in
Cletus
second
second.
place if he
Nice
gets in
work.
that dive gate. And he is officially in there. So the 2 Neo's teammates with a fist bump and keeping it alive, they'll move on down the road in the consolation bracket and still have a chance at eking their way into finals.
Yeah.
But it is a long road.
Fortunately for Deegan and Dadio, that's going to be the end of the line. I think Dadio's ahead right now, so he'll take the higher position. I'm not sure if they're doing straight qual
finished in
finishes or if
fourth.
it's based on your finish time between the 4 pilots that get knocked out in the same round.
Technically, it's all kind of about the same place, so it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Race
it's
over.
kind of
16th,
nitpicking
15th,
to even.
yeah,
Yeah,
14th,
13, 14,
But
15,
we
16
gotta
is
put
all
them
the same.
somewhere, so
Yeah,
there's always
can't-
some system.
Exactly. My favorite system is the way the Polish guys do
I
it. They
dig
have
that.
another race off where they. So as soon as we have 4 people that are kicked out of the tournament, they all race one more time to see what order they finish in. That's how they do it over there in Łódź, Poland at PTW. But it has not made it to the United States yet. But maybe later this year, we'll see.
Yeah, it's nice because you get one more pack after you get knocked out, and you know it's always better to race. I always feel it's better to race off than to just like make some arbitrary decision about placement.
Exactly. It is. I mean, it does feel
It's
so
about a
random.
given
And
time.
the fact that you can do it one way at one tournament and do it another way at a different tournament just confuses people and changes their bragging rights. But now let's forget about those eliminations for a minute because we're going back up to race number 6. We're going to be bringing in Czar, Axion, Borgslayer, and Hotspur. These guys won their got first or second in the preliminary round and are fighting. 2 of them are going to keep it alive all the way to race 11 in just a minute, where they'll be chilling in the semifinals of the winners bracket. A little bit of a DVR review underway by the looks of it. What do you think these guys are discussing?
I think they might be figuring out what happened with Deegan's timing, because he said he finished first, but
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
maybe they weren't watching.
yeah, and this group here is our top seed, our TQ Czar, and then Axion 8th, Hotspur 5th, and then Borg sneaking in from that 12th position because of the Cletus equipment error in the first round.
Yeah, it's funny. He even admits to himself, I may not be the fastest pilot anymore, but I've transitioned to being one of the premier race directors, and event commentators in the Northeast. That's true. He's a big part, one of the organizers. Oh, okay. One of the organizers of the Northeast Whoop Championships, which is just 2 races away now. I need to get the dates, but taking place in March up there in the Northeast. And that's going to be an amazing event. Dan and I will be there. I'm sitting next to Scully for commentary. You're a competitor. How do you think you're going to do at that one?
I don't know, because I haven't seen the pilot list.
It's hot.
I do. The track last time was like pretty fun and very flowy.
Whooptopia track. It was a Whooptopia style track.
Yeah, it was designed by AK, so it's just track also designed by AK. I think so. What they were reviewing, it looked like, was Deegan did the drop ladder the wrong direction and corrected the bottom gate, but didn't correct the top gate. So I think that swaps his position with Daddy-O for finishes.
Okay, but again, unconsequential.
Yeah, but they're knocked out, so I think they do it based on time.
Well, we'll have to wait for official results.
Yep. But right now we have Cletus and Wookie moving on, and Daddy-O and Deegan.
What's up, Lucid in the chat? Jimmy, I'm just surprised you're not here. You're always at Whooptopia. In fact, I
Yeah.
think I met you at Whooptopia. He says, let's get some Wookie. And Borgslayer's in the chat. He's like in this heat, but also in the chat. Hey, Crimson's here. Crimson is not on site, right? But one of the Neos guys says, let's go Hotspur. Awesome, dude. And Rex joining us in the chat. This is one of the first Whooptopias without Rec. He's going to Northeast Whoop Champs and the Tiny Whoop Open this year, but had to miss Whooptopia. So we'll see you later in the season, twice. See you up in the Northeast.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone.
All right, so here we got our first winners bracket, happy bracket round. Let's see who can move on again into that coveted 11th round or 11th race.
So Czar and Axion on the top of your screen fly together out here. They're both Arizonians. Axion
Hotspur
with a huge
and Axion bobble. So right now Czar out front. Looks like Axion and Borg right in the same place. Axion just makes the pass on Borg as he has to double back in that slalom. It's like actually Hotspur pulls out ahead. He was the first one through the dive gate. Czar and Axion second and third right together, and Borg bringing up the rear here, just going through the dive gate.
1 lap in the books for Hotspur, brings in a 31.4, but he's got a lot of action side by side. Czar and Axion. Czar now in the second place position, so it's on Axion to push hard. He's got about a lap and a half to make serious moves to keep it alive and work his way towards that coveted race number 11 position.
Hotspur goes down, giving some room for Axion to catch up, but he also goes down.
And
Czar down.
60 seconds remaining.
And
they're all
Hotspur
three of them at the same
stumbling.
time. Axion also down again.
Dive gate for
Hotspur
Czar
down
now.
again. So
Czar looking really
after
strong.
all that, Czar pulls away into the drop ladder first. Looks like Axion
in third.
Hotspur coming in hot, almost catching up, passing Czar right there. First one on the lap 3. Really nice last section there with the drop ladder and the element. Really made up a lot of time there. Let's see if we can keep it clean. Ooh, looks like he's going into the cork.
Let's bring Czar to the cork right now.
Oh, Hotspur down. Oh, and Czar makes the pass for a second.
Oh,
Ooh,
right
through
at the drop
dive.
gate together. Hotspur currently in first place. Have a look at Czar's screen. You can see him up there. We're going to meet on the drop ladder. Still can't seem to get in front of him. Czar pushing hard, wants that one spot.
Can
Going
he
to
get in
cross
there
over
clean?
onto the next
Yes.
lap. Gets into the crash gate.
Nice work.
And there it is. Hotspur 1, Czar 2, Axion. Wait,
Actually on 3 right now. Yeah, he's at the dive.
currently third. Got a lot of ground to make up.
Chase coming into the cork right now. He had a little bit of a rough first lap. Ooh, and he tumbles through the dive gate. Trying to get back up. Still in crash flip mode, even though he's right side up. Is he just stuck now? Is he giving up?
This is awesome news
gave
for
up.
Hotspur and Czar because these guys only have one more race to win to be in finals and have a spot on the podium. There's a view of Czar up close. Looks calm and confident. He's just one race away from a podium position alongside Hotspur right now.
Yep, nice work from the TQ there, running his way up the top of the bracket.
You're going down to race 9 along with
Great job. But now we're going back down to the comeback bracket, and we're going to lose 2 more pilots here.
We're going to boot him out of the building. It's going to be Icy, KBD, Seg, or Mr. Grabowski, Zotek himself, fighting to stay alive here in race number 7 consolation bracket. You see it on the lower left of your screen. 2 of those pilots are going to move on to race 10. 2 of them will be dismissed. And have a look at the race number 11 where Czar and Hotspur chill comfortably. 1 race away from finals, from podiums, from money, from prizes and trophies. An awesome place to be sitting at this stage. In just 1 race, after race number 7, we'll touch base with Equity, Finch, Birds, and Anspo and see which 2 of them are going to be meeting our heroes, Czar and Hotspur, race number 11. It's a fight for those coveted finalist positions that guarantee cash prizes and trophies.
Okay.
Looks like we got just 1 second here, and maybe I'll just say a quick thank you. Oh, we don't have time. We don't have time. There's our hero, AK. Doing a little bit of a power loop there. Or excuse me, power recycle.
Yeah, he's plugging
one
in
of our
KBD
pilots.
spots.
Oh, nice. One of his local homies and another one of the Whooptopia team members.
Getting the spot.
Next up, round 2, race 7. Icy on R1. Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 3.
Well, this is Icy's
We'll launch.
4th Whooptopia, but KBD's got 6 under his belt. Can you believe it? Seg with 3, Zotek with 4, and I'm on the edge of my seat to see what happens here because I'm not willing to say goodbye to any one of these guys. We've known them all for years. They're hardcore old school pilots. Normally you'd think these guys to be in a higher bracket, but the level of skill here at Whooptopia this year is just through the roof. They're all on the corkscrew right now. First one, the
so
dive
close.
gate looks to be Icy leading KBD
nice
side by
pass.
side, and KBD makes the pass. Now
Icy
Icy
pass.
back into the 1. Go ahead, Dan, sorry.
Everyone right there. This is our closest, most competitive race so far. Icy and KBD out front, literally on the same element, and Zotek about a gate or 2 behind. Seg a little bit of struggle around the dive gate.
Icy screamed with the overpass, and KBD had to touch the ground. One of them just flew across our desk. Was that
That was
Seg?
Icy.
Icy, what are you
I think he
doing?
clipped the pole there and he got a little spun around. But he's back
Wow.
on track now.
Put us in the action for a minute, and I'm looking ahead to KBD, who's
feels
struggling.
down
I'm not
again.
sure what's going on with his rear right motor. So it's
Meanwhile,
on.
I
Look
think
at this.
Zotek took
Zotek into the
lead.
1.
Yeah.
Zotek, presenting sponsor, now into the 1 spot here, looking to
KBD
potentially
2.
win a race. We're halfway through this entire race right now. Zotek with the drop ladder into the Emmelman, looking nice and strong, hitting the middle of those gates and hooking left to cross over onto his final lap with his fastest so far today, a 36.89.
Yeah,
Who's his
great lap
competition?
from Zotek. Looks like Icy and KBD, but they're on the full, they're still on the previous lap.
So
and Zotek's halfway
Zotek,
through.
he's got a mistake ahead of everybody right now.
Yeah.
He could probably even mess up as long as it's nothing like a double turtle really wide on that corkscrew for Zotek, but sets up for the dive all alone. What are you seeing, Dan?
Icy and KBD trading off mistakes in that second to third spot. Icy looks like he just doubled up on the ladder. He double did a feature. put him back a little bit, but he has the pace on KBD around this. KBD just going into this corkscrew. And
let's bring in
Icy's
Zotek right
getting
now.
there.
Zotek
Zotek
in the crash
Good job.
gate that takes a win here at Whooptopia and keeps it alive in the consolation bracket. It's
Okay.
all about who's next. KBD currently riding
Yep.
second place in front of Icy, trying to catch up on that hook around the back of the dive gate. But here's drop ladder for KBD all the way to the bottom. He's 2 gates ahead of Icy, and this is the very end of the lap. It's
Keep
one
it
more
clean.
sweeper for KBD. Needs to keep it nice and smooth and get in that
KBD
crash gate.
finished in
Nice
second.
That's official.
Icy
Zotek
finished in
won,
third.
KBD 2, and he's got applause from his team in the
finished in
Whooptopia
fourth.
area.
And Seg actually comes back, takes third because Icy didn't make it into
Wow.
that crash gate.
Wow.
Not that third. Ooh, that was pretty good. Who was that?
Did you see that dodge?
Zotek went
It
for
was
it.
Zotek. He's going to try again if he can turtle over there. Okay,
He's back
here
up.
he's back up.
He's back up.
Come on,
He's
Mason.
hopping around. He's aiming at us.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Boom. Oh, how come we're not showing? Oh, because
You're
they're
right
doing a DVR review.
We're up in the top corner.
I know. I was hoping to like show this
Oh.
camera's feed.
Oh yeah, I got what you mean.
Not bad. Nice
start,
win.
good temp, good
Nice
temp.
win.
Yeah, nice job, Zotek. Kept it nice and smooth. He was a bit back from the top too, but kept it clean while Icy and KBD both had some major mistakes. Zotex makes the pass.
Yeah.
KBD gets back up first and finishes in second. Seg comes all the way back, takes the third place after Icy had a little bit of
Next up, round
crash
2,
gate
race 8.
issues.
Equity on R1.
Well, bouncing up to race number 8. This is the winner's bracket. 2 of these pilots are going to meet in the semifinals of the winner's bracket in just a minute. That's the coveted race number 11, where we're going to send 2 pilots all the way to the finals. So just 2 steps away as we bring down Equity Finch, Birds Aren't Real, and Anspo back to the line and see how these guys can do. We're going to let them set up, and I'm going to say a quick thank you to one of our platinum sponsors, founded by my old friend Kelvin and his team at Newbie Drone. Newbie Drone has been providing unique products for the Whoop community since day one. You probably thought that newbie in Newbie Drone is referring to new pilots. It's actually not. Newbie is a word that sounds a lot like the Chinese word for awesome. And that's their goal. They've been creating an awesome community through awesome products for a very long time, developing innovative products over the years, including their beginner-friendly VR drone set, as well as professional micro drone like we've been seeing here today. The Race Spec Hummingbird V3.1 is a powerful contender, and it has caused a revolution, bringing BNFs back to Whooptopia, which we just have not seen in a long time. They're currently developing an aircraft for the DJI 04 series. Follow and support Newbie Drone as they continue to bring superior service and innovative products to Whoop pilots around the world. Newbie Drone, thank you so much for being a platinum sponsor of Whooptopia 2025, the greatest tiny whoop race on the planet.
All right, so this is our second winners bracket. 2 of these pilots going to join. Our 2 pilots just moved on in the race number 11, and the other 2 going to have to drop down and make a comeback in the comeback bracket. Oh, someone tumbles off the block right away.
I think that was Anspo.
Yep. Right back up.
Right back up and right back in it.
Oh, he's got the little angled launch block.
Nice. And a big, deep breath
Arm your quads.
from Finch right up close to us on the left there, calming his mind. Look how still their bodies are. And there is our launch, a synchronous launch by all 4 pilots. We're in the air here in the winner's bracket.
Wow. Everyone real close right now.
Beautiful view on board with Finch riding in 3rd place. Looks to me like Bird's flying really strong. He's headed for the rising slalom and looks to be in a strong position as he starts to approach that dive gate. First one through the dive, it's Birds Aren't Real from Team Deadlock Equity, 1 or 2 seconds behind him as they head over towards the high slalom, setting up for the drop ladder.
Unfortunately, Anspo really turned around at the beginning, and he put himself at disadvantage here. Gonna have to make up a lot of
Birds Aren't
ground
Real,
to
lap
get
1
back
in
in it.
first.
Birds
Try
Aren't
to get
Real
one of those
cross.
top 2
Lap 1 in
positions.
second.
Yep, have a look on board with Equity riding
Lap
2nd
1
place.
in
He
third.
can see Birds a couple gates ahead. He knows exactly how much ground he needs to make up. Does he have the time to do it? He's already on that rising slalom, but look at Birds corking it on his way to the dive gate here in lap number 2. A nice, clean, and careful dive as Birds Aren't Real sets up for the right-hand sweeper, sprinting across the back of the room for that high slalom into the drop ladder. Equity, I want to say 3 seconds back now, as Bird's already in that reverse split S and headed for the beginning of lap number 3.
Birds aren't real, lap 2 in first.
Finch not too far behind trying to get that transfer spot, but Equity's building up more of a lead here. He's already spinning into the ladder as Finch goes on to his 3rd lap.
More
but
errors
it's
for
only a
Anspo.
mistake away. Oh, Ben Finch goes
30
down,
seconds remaining.
making the gap even larger between 2nd and 3rd.
Man, Birds aren't real, still crushing the lead, but he has got company. Equity now falling just a bit further back, and Finch is now with him now. So Equity through the dive gate as Birds aren't real, dropping the drop ladder and setting up for his Emmelman maneuver to get ready to move on to his final lap. No, he's on the final
done.
lap. Here we go.
Oh, he's lost.
Extra free
He's
gate
lost
there. Can he get in
and
there?
Gets in. Woo.
He's in. Now all eyes on Equity versus Finch, but here comes Equity right now.
Nice work.
And there it is. Race number 11. You're going to be joined by Equity and Birds Aren't Real here. And a close finish for Finch in 3rd place. As everybody's wondering what the heck happened to Anspo. Error after error early in lap number 1. And ends up chilling on the ground. Sets himself up for a little walk of shame. You see him in the back of the room there. Anspo, I'm a huge fan.
You'll stay on your channel. Finch, you are going to be changing.
Well, there it
to
is.
R1.
Couple more consolation bracket races before we get to that very exciting race number 11, which will send 2 pilots to the winner's bracket. But right now, we're going to bounce all the way down to race number 9, Cletus FPV, Wookie FPV. Who else have we got in this one, Dan? Race number 9. Cletus, Axion, Wookie, and Borg Slayer fighting to stay alive. We're going to have to kick 2 of these guys out of here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and make a prediction here. Man, Cletus versus Wookie has been really fun. We know they're teammates, but they're both so strong together. I think they're the strongest contenders to end up moving on to race number 12, which is where the winners of this one will go. Both races 9 and 10 will feed race number 12 here on the bracket you see on your screen. Race number 12 will take the winners of those 2 and combine them with the 2 losers from race number 11, feed into race 13 that'll pump the final 2 finalists and podium winners to race number 14, where we're going to take on a Chase the Ace finals in classic Whooptopia fashion.
All right.
Determine our 12th, 11th, 10th,
Wookie
and 9th place
had a really good
overall.
round last time after getting knocked down, so I think he's got a good chance to move on again. The other 3 pilots very similar in speed. I think definitely going to be who keeps it cleanest.
This is going to be good.
If Borg can sneak in there again and advance again out of the 12th position.
On the tone in less than 3.
Or if he's going to be done for the day. All right, we got a clean launch, all 4 pilots, same time.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, how we doing?
There they are racing behind us, and here's their FPV view.
Ooh, Borg Slayer with the first early mistake.
But have a look at Cletus. He's got to be in the front right now, leading his coach, Wookie, as they both climb up the rising slalom and set up for their corkscrew. Cletus is barreled over the top. Wookie's right there with him. First dive gate goes to Cletus. Look at Wookie, about 1.5 seconds behind him as they go through that sweep around the back and set up for the high slalom.
Yep, looks like they're running back and
Error
forth
at the top of the drop ladder for Wookie, or excuse me, for Cletus. Gives the pass to Wookie. Now Wookie in the 1 spot and crossing over on a lap number 2.
Oh no!
Cletus still struggling.
Did you see that? Okay, that was weird. He like launched straight up and then like desynced back
saw
down.
that.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was like questionable, but look how far ahead
meanwhile,
Wookie is
Borg
now.
Slayer and Axion have made the pass.
FPV lap 1 in second.
Oh no, not Borg.
Well,
not Axion quite yet. Sorry.
Wookie now hitting that dive gate again.
Yep.
With a very soft punt over the dive gate.
Cletus and Borg for that second position in the same gate. Cletus about to make the just passes Borg Slayer there. Let's see if he can keep it clean and stay ahead.
In the meantime, Wookie on his final lap. 38.6, sub 238s back to back. He needs that consistency right now.
Yep.
It's his race to lose.
You can see Jace trying to push. He knows he's in 3rd. He sees the drone just ahead of him, just a turn ahead. Oh, and Cletus in the Immelman puts it down, and Jace makes the pass going on to lap 3. But Cletus does have the pace. He's going to have to keep it clean. He's already caught back up. Oh, but he goes down again, hitting the hurdle.
Oh, no. So Borg Slayer
make a little bit more of a gap. Cletus seems to have trouble getting back up after crashes. too. It's taken him
He's
a minute.
still down.
Oh,
Meantime,
his
we're making it
RX.
official for Wookie right now. He's in the crash gate, and I am staring at Borgslayer. But yeah, Borgslayer now in an incredibly comfortable second place. Yeah, sets up for his drop ladder after his high slalom, and nobody's there with him.
No,
Wookie's got his
trying to charge
goggles
back,
up on the
but
upper left of your screen. Says, "Where is everybody?"
Cletus, unfortunately, when he's been hitting the ground,
Oh
his
no!
RX
Did
is
Borg
cutting-
get through? Did Borg get through?
Where is he right now?
He hit the start-finish gate, and it's not
Okay.
clear whether he made it through. He thinks he
Ooh.
did. He
We'll
thinks
have to
he
see.
did.
But no one else has finished
If
yet.
I was
But
him-
here comes the Axion.
If I was him, I would get out of that and go back, hit the. Okay, well,
Well, it's
there.
too late now. We'll
now.
see.
It's gonna be a review. 'Cause
Unfortunately, Cletus never. Every time he crashes, his RX cuts out, and then he has to wait for it to
he's
come all
got
the way
equipment.
back.
You hate to see it because
Yeah.
you don't want to get booted from the competition due to an equipment failure.
Because he was right up there riding with Wookie the whole time, and then a couple crashes, and it just took him forever to get back up and flying again.
So I'm really curious if the judges think Borgslayer made it through.
We're
To me-
definitely going to watch.
Well, don't say that, but we did see him spank that gate really hard. There it is for Cletus. Ooh, misses the crash gate, but looking for a strong finish. There it is.
This is done.
Nicely done, Cletus. Oh, it is an official DVR review, so
right.
we're going to ride right along with you guys and
We're gonna
try to
see.
watch what happens. Help us determine.
Did
Join-
Borgslayer make it through the start gate before going into the finish gate?
Exactly.
Is what we're looking at.
So we're going to watch
We're gonna
him
review this.
pound that start-finish gate as so many people have.
You're getting reviewed.
You're getting reviewed right now. Okay, have a look at the lower right of your screen. Pounds into it. Now, is he moving through the gate? I want to say yes, but let's just approach
Which
this a
side
little
did he
more
hit?
slowly. I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Shout out Crimson. Oh, what's up, Dr. Ride? What's up, Swifty? Everybody joining us in the chat. I'm sorry I didn't get to say what's up.
Ooh,
We're
that was a
watching.
good place to hit. He hit the top right, so that's a good chance he flew through. But where
And
is
he's
he right
like-
now? Oh
he's-
yeah, he definitely made it through. Almost for sure.
Wookie first.
Unless he went over the top,
Borg second.
because he
don't
was
see-
clearly past it.
Oh, poor Axion.
We'll see both of you in race 12 with no channel
they have
changes.
to-
All right, they're calling it official. They
Ride
think he
review.
made it through. I hope you
Yeah.
guys agree. Yeah,
I saw
Bags-
LEDs, and he was
I
definitely
think it's
passed.
fairly pretty conclusive. If I had to, I want a camera on that gate. For all the trouble we're having at that gate, we should have like some slow-mo on that gate.
If we could have an outside view, it would actually help, right?
Bingo. Nate Lewis thinks he went through, and I got your back, Nate. So we're going to make it official. Thanks to our remote judge, Nate Lewis, joining us in the YouTube chat on the Perspective Image YouTube channel.
Yeah, Crimson says poor Cletus. Yeah, very unfortunate. Definitely had the pace to move on, but betrayed by his RX cutting out every time he crashed. Taking him, 5-10 seconds to get back and flying again is never gonna help you move on in a bracket. Axion early struggles, almost made it all the way back after that Borgslayer air, but just too much of a gap to overcome.
Well, this next one's going to be fun. It's another fight to stay alive. And yeah, we're looking at
Alrighty,
Finch.
Let's plug them in, guys. Go ahead and plug them in. Finch, KBD, Anspo, Zotek.
Oh, there you go.
Axiom, Cletus, please stand by for your results pending 12th, 11th, 10th, and 9th. It'll depend on what happens in this heat. We do compare the four pilots that are getting knocked out 3-lap time together to determine your overall placement.
There you go.
So 12th through 9th is pending after this heat. But
Well,
that
we'll-
is the end of the road for Cletus and Axiom.
Well, we'll get those
Finch,
official.
KBD, Anspo, Zotek, consolation bracket, looking to stay alive. Pilots.
Pilots. We'll get those official results for you in just a minute. We see Zotek
Arm your quads.
on the
Starting
far
turn in
seat
less than
there,
3.
ready to go. A big, deep breath for Zotek, and he has to perform right now, keep it alive. Here in his Whooptopia 7 career, I'm watching with bated breath, Jeff. He's going to have to nail this. Let's see what we've got so far. Strong start by Finch, flying in HD0, punts it over that over that big split S first.
Anspo out front, though, already into the cork, looking nice and smooth. Much different than the start to his last round, where he just got all
I know,
discombobulated.
what
Oh,
happened?
and as we see that, he strikes the
Finch
gate
makes
in
the
the back
pass.
of the dive gate. Yep.
Finch makes a pass. KBD riding in second place, and now it's KBD versus Anspo. You can see KBD on Anspo's screen right now as Finch already at the
Oh,
Emmelman,
no.
getting ready to peg it for the end of his lap. There goes Anspo. KBD now riding in
Finch lap
second.
1 in first.
And that opens the door for Zotek to try to creep up, but
Zotek
still
lap
riding
1
in
in
fourth place
second.
right now behind Anspo.
KBD lap 1 in
Finch
third.
across the line brings in a 38.3.
Anspo lap 1 in fourth.
KBD
Oh,
3
Zotek
seconds
again.
back. Anspo slipping just a
Oh,
bit
no.
back
60
as
seconds
Zotek
remaining.
looks to
It's
have
like-
desynced or slipped. He just fell back
Just
out of the
maybe
sky.
accidentally disarmed or something.
It looked like
It
an
was-
accidental
yeah.
disarm or 2 props falling off. I mean, how does that happen?
Zotek lap 1 in fourth.
But he's back on track now, but that kind of gapped everyone out in front of him. So Finch already on the dive.
Yep,
or
KBD's
the
right
drop
there with
ladder.
him. KBD's a couple gates back and not out of this for the win spot for sure. There goes Finch past
lap 2
KBD,
in
riding
first.
right over the top. Now Finch on his final lap.
30 seconds
Anspo
remaining.
making ground on KBD, though.
lap 2 in second.
He's pushing. He's going to come through the
Anspo
start gate now
lap 2
as
in third.
KBD does the top of the ladder.
Well, let's set Finch up for the corkscrew. He's about to head for that dive gate for the last time.
Uh-oh, KBD puts it down.
Wants to lock his
Gets
place
past.
into race number 11. One step away from
10
finals and
seconds
all the
remaining.
glory that comes with it.
KBD finished
Oh,
in
Anspo
first.
puts it down, so KBD's going to have a chance to catch up here. He's about to go into the corkscrew, but Anspo, quick recovery all the way through the dive.
Zotek lap 2 in
Screaming
fourth.
away with
but
second place
Anspo's
right now.
same gate around the back of the dive
Oh,
gate.
no.
Hits
Finch
it. He's
finished in
trying to hurt
first.
turtle up.
There's
but
the
KBD
pass.
makes the pass.
So Finch locked in the first place position. KBD now looking like he's going to stay alive, but this is
Oh, but
it. This
Anspo's
is his
back
last
up.
chance. Anspo has to perform right now.
Right now.
Here
he
it comes. Split or Emmelman for KBD. 2 more gates
Oh,
for
he
KBD and
hits
he
the
eats
gate.
it. KBD down.
Anspo
There's
makes
the
the
pass.
pass.
Anspo coming in for the
Anspo
final
gets it.
finish.
Oh my
He
gosh,
does it.
back
Does he
and
know? He
forth.
throws a fist up.
KBD
Anspo,
Nice.
you did it.
Great comeback.
And
Puts
a
it together
rough
in the clutch.
finish for KBD. Did you see his
the
reaction?
frustration?
Yeah.
All he had to do was get through that middle gate and then into the crash
I
gate.
feel it
And
for
he
you,
just-
KBD.
Just a little low. Smacks his face
Oh, man, that's a rough finish.
and gets past.
There's Zotek. A lot of motor noise on his screen still, but strong finish into the
Oh, I
crash
think
gate. He
he's
wanted
about-
to
he's
come
coming.
out.
He's
still
coming.
coming.
He's
still
coming.
Come over
He's
here.
coming.
Where is he? Where is he?
He's coming.
I already got my hands up.
Oh,
he's going to
over
get a
there?
long approach. He's going to the
I
back
think
of the
he's-
room for this one.
No doubt.
Yeah, he's going for a long one. Wait,
Did he forget something?
he's going to the back corner.
Maybe he thought he forgot a gate.
Oh, I respect that. Okay. I still think we got a face punch around the corner, so get ready, everybody. Will this be the first ever? Okay. Cross the plane. Where are you going? Back to this gate. Double check. Making sure. Here it go. Oh.
He's running low
All
on
right.
battery.
Does he have the battery? I know he's coming in. Oh, he's not? He's not.
Race over.
All right.
All right.
All
Oh,
right.
wait,
he is.
wait.
There he is. Boom. Zotek.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful quad. Look at those beautiful red props. I'm sure you can grab those at We Bleed. Bravo.
Nice work, Zotek. All right.
Well, there it is.
So
We now
Zotek
have our semifinals ready to go. Race number 11 is next, and this is a pretty exciting one. We're going to bring in Czar, Equity, Birds Aren't Real, and Hotspur. These guys have gone first or second in every single race so far, and 2 of them are about to punch their ticket to the finals.
Yeah.
Well, we're hearing that there could...
The must have just been buffering. Someone said we're back. All right, we're back.
Cool. Not sure what's going on your end out there, viewers.
Slight
We hear rumors
issue.
of stutters in the stream output, so apologies for that. Thanks for sticking with us. Rex says somebody's updating Fortnite. Well, it's not me. Thanks, Cowboy with the camera says it's back. Dr. Ride wants to know what's happened, but we don't know. It's going to be a mystery to us as they do another check here. Looks like a DVR review.
Oh, they're putting in his lap times,
Right after
so because they
profile.
depend
Oh, cool.
for the.
I was going to say, if
position.
we find out that Zotek did not correct his final lap
After
all
like
that,
40 corrections.
I'm just going to spike the mic. Spike the mic.
He did make sure he got through every gate a couple times.
Yeah. Oh man, race number 11 is now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, shout out Jennifer Roundtree. You want to do another rap for us? Can we get a rap from Jennifer Roundtree? Remember when she did a rap about
right?
Crazy Do? We played it like 100 times on the stream for Tiny With
Oh
Open.
yeah, I remember that. That was her.
I thought so. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that was you. Tell me if I'm wrong. But yeah, race number 11. Two of these guys are going all the way to finals and walking out of here with cash money, prizes, trophies, and all the glory that comes with winning at Whooptopia 7. And it's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Birds aren't real.
Jennifer was blaming the stream problems on our blame. We've got too much ice going on here. It's interfering with the transmission.
I can't help it. I was made this way.
Birds aren't real on R6.
Look at race 11. We've already got race 12 built out as well.
It was. She confirms that was her on the wrap.
I knew it. I was never actually doubting it. I just wanted to make you feel better.
All right.
Czar, Equity, Birds, and Hotspur. I'm just going to go ahead and say Czar's been looking so strong today. I'm a new fan of Equity. I just met him, and he's a cool guy. He's trying hard. Birds is my homie, so I'm not going to root for him because I do not do that, ladies and gentlemen.
You don't root for your friends?
I don't root for I don't support anybody. Just kidding. He's got his own back rub from Jace there to get him going. And he's got the bling as well, as do all the Team Tiny Whip pilots.
He seems to have the fastest pace, but maybe not.
Race number 11 is underway, ladies and gentlemen.
Hotspur early puts it
man,
down.
the view from right here,
Czar
line of
down.
sight, is beautiful.
Czar,
Hotspur
quick
looking really
recovery.
good, but Hotspur now with an error sets it down, and I'm looking ahead to Birds. Birds
Oh,
done
no,
with the
Equity.
rising slalom.
Equity had to like double back twice to get all the way around this.
So Birds
Pylons.
through the dive gate on lap number 1 and looking strong through that sweeper, headed for the rising slalom to set up for his drop ladder. Let's see who we can bring with him. Czar's through the dive gate, but Hotspur's already well beyond that.
Catching up with Birds right now. About
Birds
to
aren't
put
real.
some-
Crosses onto lap
Birds
number
aren't
2, but
real.
Hotspur
Lap
is
one in
on
first.
his heels. Look on
Makes the
board with
pass.
Hotspur.
Lap
There's the
one in
pass. Now
second.
Birds can see him on his field of view.
Oh, little squirrely there. Birds makes the pass back.
They're
And then-
squirreling left and right. Hotspur looking stronger, though. Hotspur
Oh,
bounces
midair.
into him, pounds him right in the
They're
back, and
both
puts him
down,
down.
but Hotspur
Birds
gets
is
a
stuck.
burst.
Birds on his lid,
Oh,
double turtles, and still can't get out.
Oh no!
Hotspur running away with it. That is a shake and bake if I've ever seen one.
Okay, he's on. Okay.
Oh,
He might
no.
have broken a problem.
That is so dirty.
Hotspur put him down.
It is so rubbing his racing, ladies and gentlemen. That is a dirty pass by Hotspur. Now running away with first place, moved on to his final lap.
Oh wait, Bird's back up.
He's back up, but my goodness,
Czar
he's
lap
going to
2
have
in
to count on
second.
some major errors by his competitors.
Look
Who-
at his drone though. It's so
it's like
shaky.
wiggling all over. That could be his nerves.
No. That's
Hotspur's
gotta be
already
drone.
through
It's
the
too
dive for the
consistent.
last time and just looking so strong. I think Czar's the one that we got to
Equity
watch
lap 2
next.
in third.
Pretty sure it's Czar riding second place in front
aren't
of
real, lap
Birds
2 and
aren't
4.
real right now.
Hotspur finished in first.
So there's Hotspur making it official. Czar
10
diving down the
seconds
drop
remaining.
ladder, and I believe he's in second, getting ready to punch his ticket to finals right now. There goes
finished in
Czar.
second.
Nice work.
Bravo.
TQ.
And an epic, dirty shake and bake by
By Bob.
Hotspur puts
Yeah.
Birds under the table, sends him to a triple turtle he can never recover from. But don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, for our heroes, Equity and Birds aren't real.
Look how
We're
much
gonna
his
meet
drone is shaking.
that's his thumb. That's
No,
his
it's
thumb.
not.
That's his
You
thumb.
can see it. You can see the drone.
That's his thumb on the stick, bro.
No
I know how that.
way.
Come on,
No
look at what he
way.
went through.
No,
Okay,
you
we can
can't.
s-
You can't shake that consistently. It's like just back and forth.
You're saying he
You can
took on
see it.
enough damage? I don't buy it. Look,
I'm
it suddenly
pretty sure.
got smooth because he realized it's inconsequential.
No, see, it's anytime he goes above a certain amount of
I
throttle,
can
it
see
starts
his
to
thumbs
shake.
right there. He's
Oh,
not
he's
happy.
not happy.
He, does,
Oh
no.
You saw that look.
Equity finished
Does he
Oh,
know
did
that he
not
got
love it.
ground
Oh,
pounded?
because he was just flying clean, and he just all of a sudden just got spanked from behind.
Oh,
and
no.
Put it to
Oh,
the
no.
bleachers.
Okay, well, yeah, like I started to say, the journey is not over for Equity and Birds Aren't Real. They wanted to lock in and punch their ticket to the finals of the enthusiast
Race
class,
over.
but they have another chance. All they got to do is get first or second in race number 13. We'll meet up with them in just a sec. Right now, it's time for race number 12. This is the quarterfinals of the consolation bracket. looks like we got Finch, Wookie, Jace, and Anspo right now.
Yep.
So 2 of these guys are going to go up against Equity and Birds for race number 13 and fill in those 2 final slots.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's Equity and Birds, race 13. They're 1 step away from finals, just like they were in race number 11, and they've got to beat some guys that they already beat once. It's going to be the winners of race 12, Finch, Anspo, Wookie, and Borgslayer. This is a nail-biter of a double elimination bracket, and I'm loving the action.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one here. All these pilots similar to that.
Flying dirty, and it's paying off, man.
He just came up right behind and put him down.
T-Dub said, rubbing his racing, he's not joking, man. You know, it's one thing to, I'm not saying he did it on purpose. It's one thing to pound someone out of the air, but it's another to just fly away and to just watch this guy behind you struggling on the ground, unable to make it happen.
Next up, round 2,
I'm
race
so
12.
happy that wasn't an elimination
Finch
for
on
Birds,
R1.
because that would have really hurt.
Anspo on
Yeah,
R2.
hopefully he can get his whatever
Wookie on
was making his
R6.
quad shake so much.
Borgslayer
What do you guys
on
think
Good,
about
he's got
that in the
another one.
chat? Zero's like, Birds, no, kill a zebra. Oh, no. But
Army
Zero's
quads.
like, he's back. Dr. Ride says
Starting on
Birds
the
is in
tone
the
in
air.
less
Go,
than
Birds,
3.
go. Cowboy with the camera says, I wish I would have been riding along with you guys. Dr. Ride ends up saying, bummer for Birds. Well, we're in the sky right now with race number 12. This is just like all the rest of our races here in the double elimination bracket. This is an elimination race, and it's on Anspo, Finch, Wookie, and Borgslayer to get into the 1 or 2 spot. Otherwise, they will be asked to leave the building here at Whooptopia 2025.
Anspo out front. He's the first one in the dive. Looks like Finch in second, but Borgslayer not far behind. Oh no,
Wookie's there.
Wookie's there.
Wookie
but
and
he's
Finch,
having. Whoa,
but
he goes
Finch-
through the dive gate the wrong way.
That's cool.
Fixes it. Oh,
Finch-
but then goes down immediately.
Finch with the
after.
deuce right now as Anspo gets ready to round out lap number
Borgslayer
1. Cuts
lap
through
1
that
in
gate a little
first.
bit sideways, but we're still going to
Anspo
count
lap
it.
1 in
Now
second.
Wookie on the ground. Get up.
Finch lap 1 in
Borgslayer
second.
Finch on
trying
lap
to
2.
catch up to Finch now. Borgslayer also crosses
Borgslayer
over in
lap
3rd
1 in
place.
3rd.
Needs to make the pass on either Finch or Anspo. Looks like Finch is a little more within his sights, but flying so smooth and hitting the middle of gates.
Yep.
Anspo now on the
60
dive.
seconds
Lap number 2,
remaining.
that's the halfway point for his heats. All he's got to do is
Wookie
keep
lap
it alive
1 in
just
4th.
like that for another lap and a half.
Nice dive.
There's his drop gate. Sets up for his Emmelman.
Uh-oh.
Nice and smooth, Anspo.
Wookie is having
brings
some
it
trouble.
around. Now
Anspo
on to his
lap
final
2 in
lap.
first.
Looks like Wookie might be out here, and that
Borgslayer
might
Oh
be
no,
it for him.
well,
Oh no,
he's got
he
too
got
much
it
ground to
work
make
again.
up.
Yeah, Anspo looking good. Got a significant lead. He's already halfway
Finch
through the
lap
track
2 in
as Finch is
second.
Well, Finch,
second one onto his final lap.
Finch has a really strong deuce right now. He
Oh,
does have.
Jason.
30
Okay, he
seconds
went back.
remaining.
He's got heat, but he's got the space. It's not a nail biter for
Borgslayer
Finch.
lap 2 in
I'm looking
third.
at Anspo already on his final drop ladder. There he is, upper right of your screen. Let's give him one more Emmelman. Then it's
Oh,
3 more
boy.
gates to the finish line. Anspo,
Anspo
you're
finished in
going
first.
into race number 13 against
10
Birds and
seconds
Equity. Who are
remaining.
you bringing with you?
Probably
I-
Finch already onto the drop ladder, and Jace just had a major error.
All right. Come on, Finch. Borgslayer too far back. Wookie.
Finish your lap
Yeah,
and then
that's
land.
it. It's
There it
official.
is. Nice
Finch
work.
Finch and
finished in
Anspo,
second.
and that's how you say goodbye to Wookie and Borgslayer at the end of the day. Can you believe it shakes out like
Unfortunate.
that?
Yep. Borg had 2 pretty good laps, but he's put a big error on that 3rd lap. Didn't have any openings from Finch to catch back up either. So
Man, this is
nice
fun.
work by Anspo and Finch. Moving up into the final round of the comeback bracket. Who's gonna join our winners in the
Borgslayer
Chase the Ace?
finished in third.
And who's gonna be 5th and 6th? We're about to find out.
We're
this
going to
Borg
find out
sneaking.
in
He's
just
sneaking.
a minute.
He's sneaking. He's sneaking. You see it?
Hey, buddy. Oh, he's goggles up. We'll just. This is what a Facebook fun should look like. Okay, all right. A little bit of a DVR review. Yes, you were. It's okay. Yes, you were, but it's okay.
We saw you
And
sneaking.
then next up is Finch, Equity, Birds Aren't Real, and Anspo. We got a quick review on our end, but it is a fast one, so you guys can start getting ready. But let Anspo change to 7 real quick before you go.
Well, while they're shifting around, I just want to say a quick thanks to another one of our hardcore platinum sponsors for getting their back and helping us here at Whooptopia 7. Pyrodrone has grown into an incredible place to find everything you're looking for in FPV, run by my old friend Serge, who's been around since the beginning of FPV and the entire FPV revolution, well before Tiny Whoop. He's turned his store into a general FPV store. I personally trust the most, not just because I know him on a one-on-one level, but because he's proved it to the community over the past many, many years. He strives to bring the absolute latest and most reliable gear to the market. Yes, Pyrodrone loves Tiny Whoop, and they have tons of stuff to offer, but go snoop around and you'll find a lot of mini quad stuff, including their Hyperlight line, which is among the most competitive drone racing parts in the industry. Surge and Pyrodrone, thank you so much for being a platinum sponsor supporting Whooptopia 2025.
Next up,
We
round
love
2,
everything
race
you do.
13. Equity on R2.
Results
They were
official.
reviewing something on
Birds are
Jace
real
there,
on
whether or
R6.
not made it through one of the gates.
Okay, so inconsequential.
Yeah, just placement.
Race number 13. The last race. This is the semifinals.
Let's
All
see
right.
if Birds can get some redemption after that rough midair.
I know what he's looking for. He wants to win 1 or 2 in this race and then get his revenge on Hotspur in the finals of the enthusiast class. It's right around the corner. Don't go anybody everywhere.
All right.
I want a gaff compilation. Deadlock should do that.
They have some good ones for the Jodas
I know.
debacle.
Yeah, I was a part of that. I was there for that.
Yeah, you were like J-O-T-S or J-O-T-U-S. Any questions?
That's good, yeah, Joe was glossing over it so hard. I was trying to get Joe's back and take his attitude. It was so funny. We're talking about the Weebly Northeast Whip Championships last year, where we saw Dio GTS from Team Deadlock get mispronounced by, well, technically his name is pronounced
Arm your
Joe
quads.
Jits.
Starting on
And
the tone
Scully
in
thought
less
it was
than 3.
Joe Tuss.
Yeah, because he's like, no, his name's Joe. It's Jodas.
Yeah.
And then he put.
Okay, race 13. Here we go. Birds is back. He wants revenge. Birds, Anspo with a little bit of an
he's
error
still,
off the black.
he's still got the shaky quad.
Yeah, I'm going to say that he's still got the shaky thumb. He's going to try to roll through it. Do you think
Race
it's just the
over.
world's worst tune? Oh, they're
Yes.
calling it back. Or are they? Yes, we got goggles up. Birds doesn't
know yet.
Somebody tell him. Or is he just flying back?
Yeah, looks like he's landing now. Yep.
I don't have evidence of that. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I
Okay.
saw him like he's going over towards the start block, but
You
they're
know,
gonna
I
have to
don't like
rebat.
I don't like restarts, and I can say that I can see that same dislike. Thank you. I can see that same dislike on Birds' face.
Was it a midair?
I didn't catch what the reasoning for the callback was.
We do have the midair rule, and that's all the way to
Yep.
around this pole to that gate, this top gate of the ladder.
Yep.
So, but I didn't see. It was a real quick rerun. Maybe it was a timing thing or something.
But I could see Birds being bothered by that rerun, and I'm the kind of pilot that could get thrown on tilt by a rerun, especially if you feel like you're in your groove and you're starting to get proud of yourself and feeling like, you know, it's time to settle back and win this race. And then they're like, bring it back. I hate that feeling.
All right.
But I'm not rooting for Birds. I'm rooting against Birds because I'm an impartial commentator, ladies and gentlemen. Just kidding. I really am fans of all these guys. Finch and Equity won me over right here at Whooptopia 2025.
Birds looks like he's feeling it.
He's in the groove.
Bob
He's
in
got
his
the
head.
groove, yeah. There's something playing on his jukebox right now. Ooh, he
Pushes
leans
forward.
forward for the launch. I feel that too. I'm on board with Equity. He sees lights ahead of him. Finch with 2 lights ahead of him. Bird's in first right now. He climbs the ladder, but there's a little bit of a touch and go, and now he's got ground to make up. All the way back to 3rd place for Birds. Anspo with a clean corkscrew sets up for the dive, and he's the first one there alongside with Birds. They
Ooh,
enter
so
it at the
close.
exact same time, side by side. No more
Oh my
contact.
gosh.
No more contact. Birds aren't real, slipping. No, in the front now. Birds aren't real. Goes the wrong way, opens the door. Anspo skates away with it, moves on to his second lap with a 32.8. Now Birds trying to catch him. Okay, Birds clean onto his second lap with a little bit more breathing room and a less risk of actual contact
But
with
here
another
comes Equity.
aircraft.
Equity in
Equity
third,
lap
not
one
too
in
far
third.
behind. Finch right behind
Finch
Equity.
lap
So
one in
Birds
fourth.
got to keep it clean. He's got a gap, but he doesn't have a mistake gap.
And he's got a wiggly whoop or a wiggly thumb. Through the
60
dive, nice and
seconds
clean.
remaining.
He's going to have to be aiming for the middles because he doesn't know if he might swerve right or left at the last second.
It's like a knuckleball.
Yeah, it's a drop gate for drop tower, and he's
Looking
already
good,
on.
though.
Here he comes. Final lap for Bird. Starts flashing a low
Meanwhile, what's
battery
happened
warning.
to Anspo right now? He's just sitting by
Oh,
a gate.
no. Oh my gosh! You get so caught up in the battle for second that you lose first. Bird's now in the one spot.
Now? I don't even see Anfo getting any response out of his drone right now.
Finch lap 2 in
Bird's
first.
in first, Finch in
30
second,
seconds remaining.
Equity in third, Anspo sitting on the ground in an elimination race. You hate to see it.
Especially when he was out front by quite a bit when we stopped watching him.
Here comes Birds going through the ladder
Equity
drop
lap
for
2 in second.
the last time. We've got 2 gates down for him. He's going to head
Birds
for the
are
crash
real
gate.
lap 2 in third.
No,
Did
he's
he
got
have
one
one
more.
Remaining.
Did he have a really bad first lap?
Did everybody? Yes.
I guess so.
Yes.
Okay.
Finish
So,
your lap and then
There's
Wait.
the rising slalom. Something feels fishy.
Something feels weird.
Did Birds
Birds
make a
is
mistake?
doing a 4th lap. I'm
Is
pretty
Birds
sure.
doing a 4th lap?
I think
Finch
so.
finished in first.
But I think he's
Oh,
going to make it anyway.
no.
It's going to be close, actually.
Did someone tell him?
Equity.
We're a
Nope,
little
Equity's gonna
confused,
get it.
so I'm feeling like
Equity
commentary
finished in
failure right
second.
now.
I'm almost sure he did all
Birds
the
are
laps.
That's
real
what I
finished in
think too.
third.
And look, he has no battery left. Yeah, dude. He
Oh,
he did
no.
4.
Race over.
Does he know?
No, I don't think he even knows.
Does he know?
Maybe we shouldn't tell him.
Let's just tell him he won. Just kidding.
It did
He's
misread
walking
him.
up to us right now. We want to
He
know.
did do 4.
Yeah,
Because he was
that-
right. He was right there.
I called him to head for the crash gate, and he didn't. I thought that was on me.
Yeah. Well, because he had like a 60-second first lap according
Exactly,
to the stream,
exactly.
but it was he didn't
Now
go
Birds
that
has
slow.
got a big
I
smile.
think he-
There he is, shaking his
realize?
head with a smile. I think he might have figured it out. Can we get the pilot's camera really quick?
Unfortunately, Anspo
No,
looking
he's
at
not
his
there.
drone.
Oh, there he is. Just in time. Greg nails it again. Can we get a look? There's Jodis. We were just talking about him. Team Dio GTS is Team Deadlock teammate with Birds Aren't Real.
Yeah, I
They're
think he
having a
realized that-
conversation.
He realizes.
I just want to see,
Anspo
like,
checking out his drone. You could see him looking at it when we had the 4-way up,
yeah,
trying to
he's
figure
like,
out what happened there.
just happened to me? Well, I want to get some official results from that race, but it
Everyone
looks like
in chat is saying
heartbreak.
4th lap. He did 4th lap. Sad
Okay,
face.
should have looked at you guys sooner. I'm sorry I didn't rely on my friends in the chat faster.
Next up, round 2, race 14.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so
R1.
that
No, race 13.
seals
on
it.
R7.
Race 14. It's time for finals.
Birds almost made it around for the 4th lap and actually still almost got
Oh my
the
gosh.
2nd place.
So
But
there
Equity
it
and
is.
Finch just did
Finch
enough.
and Equity 1 and 2. Birds and Anspo adios. And we're going into finals. So that shake and bake by Hotspur kicks Birds to the curb and he could never recover from it. Oh, that's
He
hard.
got this. He got. I wonder if it was because the announcee robot said didn't say that he was finished. I wonder if he's actually listening to that, or if he
You
just
can't
got a little
listen to that.
confused.
You can't listen to that.
Yeah, you
That-
gotta.
That's still on him.
I guess he didn't have a spotter. Where's all his deadlock buddies? Should have been counting for him.
That means Finch, you are moving to
Unfortunate.
R6. Please
But
do
I'm sure he
that
had a great
now,
time.
as
He
you
didn't
are
even
also
expect to
up
fly
now
when he
in the
came to
finals.
Whooptopia.
Hold on.
Took one of those.
It sounds bad when you talk to
That's
Sam.
right. I forget that they can hear him.
So Finch is the only channel change.
Not that our people need to hear about channel changes, but yeah, I was noticing when we were watching at the house, I was like, oh man, I gotta stop talking when AK's on the
Yeah.
stream. I hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. We're talking to Greg in the truck. How is it out there in the truck, Greg? I've missed seeing you around here. I feel like you may as well be in another state. We miss you, bro. So that's why we're all hanging out tonight, though. It'll be a good time, right, Greg?
Yeah.
Just having
So
a casual.
unfortunate last 2 races for Birds after he was kind of killing it.
Yeah, he was crushing.
He was up in race 11, and then Hotspur said, "Smack down to the."
I know.
the-
Spanked him down, and he couldn't
and
get up.
Then he just like forgot how many laps he had to do.
Yep. He's like, he
His
lost
quad
all his
was
confidence.
shaking all over the place.
That was his thumb. His thumb just like started quivering and could never. We're gonna
had the-
walk up to him
he
later
had
at
the
the
most
party,
consistent
and he'll be
shaky
wiggling
thumb
his little
ever.
thumbs at us. He had a shaky thumb, dude. Yes, he did.
He might have been a little shaky, but that was clearly.
When he
something wrong
comes
with
over
his
here, I'm gonna just be like, "Hey, hold your hand still for a
drone.
second."
And if he's like, then we
Yeah,
can be like,
his whole head will be shaking. But anyway, let's quit talking about that because you guys, it's time for Chase the
Oh.
Ace finals here in the enthusiast
Yeah.
bracket. Get ready
Wrecking
for
Crazy
one
Dude
good
said,
time.
Where's Radioactive? He's normally the deadlock spotter. But he's
Where
not there
is
this year.
Radioactive? Somebody put a call out because I haven't seen him around here yet. I know he's got to be here. He has to be. It's Radioactive.
He's always out.
He's here somewhere. I just haven't seen him yet, right? Crazy? Because you know what? I love him. And he
Absolutely.
would never let me down. I'm his biggest fan.
All right, do you have a prediction for this one? Who do you think's gonna
It's
get some
hard.
aces?
I do think we're looking at
Arm your
more than one
quads.
ace.
Starting
I
on
think
the
Czar's
tone in
definitely
less
gonna
than
get an
3.
ace. He's
Well,
been looking real good.
Yeah, I know. I've been watching Czar too. He's one of my faves for sure. Local guy, and he's been crushing throughout this competition. And he's got a strong start. Circling around, he's got a little bit of heat from Equity right now as they hit that split S side by side. Hotspur's in front though. Hotspur now sets up for his corkscrew all alone at the front of the pack, and here
Czar
comes
goes
his
down.
dive. As Czar takes a little bit of a dive, Equity riding second behind Hotspur now. Where there's his high slalom and the drop ladder for Hotspur. Looking pretty strong here at the very end of lap number 1. Let's bring Hotspur across.
Hotspur
Looking
lap
like
Wow.
a sub
first.
30-second lap. That's not
28.
bad at all for
Incredible. That's
enthusiasts.
a pro-class lap.
That's a pro class lap. Here we are chilling in enthusiasts, ladies and gentlemen. We
Equity
still got
lap 1 in
advanced to go
second.
before we meet the pros.
Finch lap 1 in third.
Hotspur looking really strong and pulling farther and farther
Beautiful
away.
fly.
Here he is at the halfway point of the entire heat, midway through lap number 2, and crossing over down that drop ladder, looking stronger and stronger, still pulling away. Hotspur, where were you
Hotspur
a
lap
couple
2
of
in
heats
first.
ago?
Wow.
Yeah,
60
he's
seconds remaining.
who's flying with Hotspur's name?
Czar
Just kidding.
lap
We
1
know
in
you're that
fourth.
good, Hotspur.
Yeah, he's quick in race gal. So when he
But
gets
Czar's
this good one-
crushing too. Have a sorry, I said your name,
Ooh,
Czar.
almost bobbled, avoided it there.
Czar did bobble. Hotspur
This
through
is
the
a
track,
pro
through the
class
dive.
qualification right here. He's about to put down.
Yeah, through the dive for last time. Here's his last
Finch
drop
lap 2
ladder,
in second.
and
Equity
gonna
lap
look
2
like
in
a
third.
clean ace for Hotspur
Incredible
right
run.
now.
Hotspur finished in
Incredible.
Brings in
first.
his
Another
fastest
27.
3
30
laps in a
seconds
row.
remaining.
28, 27, 25.
That's
follows at
faster than
27,
my
21.
qualification.
Yeah, so he beat his fastest
Czar
lap of the
lap
day
2 in fourth.
3 times in Chase the Ace Finals. That's how you pull it out. That's how you lock down ace number 1 and potentially ace number 2. I mean, he just became a hardcore contender for
10
enthusiast
seconds
winner.
remaining.
Yeah, with that speed, like look how far.
Can he do it one more time?
Finch just now about to finish in second.
Remember, Hotspur, 4th place at the
Finch
Tiny Whoop
finished in
Open.
second.
He stood on the podium over there
Finish
in elite
your lap
class,
and then
or S
land.
tier. Was it S tier or elite? I gotta
Equity
look it up.
finished in third.
I think elite.
Czar finished in fourth. Race over.
Yeah, Tiny Whoop preseason invitational is where he got
Next
4th.
up, round
Pardon
2,
me.
race 15. Czar on
But
Great
R1.
still,
job by
that-
Hotspur.
Equity on
Beautiful
R2.
run. If he had
Finch
pulled
on
that in
R6.
qualifications, he would have
Hotspur
been
on
in pro
R7.
class.
Yeah, he met up with Birds Aren't Real at the Tiny Whoop preseason invitational, where Birds ended up, I think, getting 3rd and Hotspur 4th. So this time around,
Chad is-
story's
Chad
a little
is,
bit different.
Hotspur
Chad
Equity,
is
are
saying
you
wow
Colorado?
often. Wow.
You're not
Wow.
You're
Wow,
Florida.
often.
All right, so we got one Florida, one Colorado.
But the chat is loving it. And guys, have a look. We're just about to cross over 100 likes. Can you do a brother a favor? Can you score me some more friends by hitting like, which leads to pushing the stream out, which leads to me getting more friends? All
T-Dog
of us,
says
actually.
extremely enthusiastic. We're enthusiast
He
group.
is extremely enthusiastic. I gotta hand it to him. Well, we just crossed over the 100 likes mark, and we've got about like maybe 30 seconds to get to 150 likes. I guess maybe I
Oh
should.
no, because we're
accept-
gonna do the interviews. Remember?
Oh, is that this stream or next stream?
We're supposed to do them at the end of the.
Good, good. That's terrific.
What up, K-Bar? How you doing?
Thank you, K-Bar, for getting my back. What's up?
Okay, so I mean, if Hotspur's gonna fly like that again, it's kind of like
Arm
a
your
done deal.
quads.
Not necessarily.
Starting
No.
on the tone
The
in less than
27s?
3.
Czar needs clean laps, but he's not out of this. Nobody's out of
Czar's
this.
not putting 27s down.
What a launch.
All right, let's see if Hotspur
Czar's
can replicate
screaming right
or
now.
if he's gonna have some troubles in this one. Because if he can do that again,
He's in a clear first place right now. Yeah, he's absolutely.
oh, okay,
and there it
First
is.
bobble, he didn't have any of those.
Goes down, gets past. Czar's on the corkscrew. Equity's right there,
Oh,
pounding the
Czar.
corkscrew. Let's get Czar in that crash gate. Can he get there first? Nope. Hotspur's through it.
Oh.
Hotspur's setting up for the high slalom into the drop ladder. So no
in second.
significant errors from Hotspur. The guy holding
Yeah.
an ace in his pocket moves on to lap
Hotspur
number 2
lap
with a
1 in
30-second lap. So a little bit slower than his last performance, but not slow enough to give one of these guys a chance. Second one to
Meanwhile,
move on to their final
Czar
lap.
lap 1 in
passes
second.
Equity.
Yeah, Finch in the deuce.
Finch lap
Czar
1
now
in
in the
third.
third place, brings in a
Equity
39.
lap 1 in fourth.
A faster lap, but a slower hole shot. puts him in 3rd place behind both Finch and Hotspur right now.
60 seconds
Final
remaining.
lap, a 25 for
Lap 2 in
Hotspur,
first.
moving into his final lap. This is how you win enthusiasts, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, and a pirouette
That's
setting
how
up
you
for his
win. Advanced.
Pro?
And probably
Advanced?
pro too. Well, not pro.
Czar lap
Cam's
2
gonna-
in second.
It
Cam's
was a
gonna be-
risky dive. He committed early and made it work out. It's
Wow.
his
Finch lap
race
2
to
in third.
lose. 4 more gates to the finish line for Hotspur. 2 left, 1
Equity
left.
lap 2
Get in
in
there.
Get
fourth.
in that crash
Okay,
gate,
good.
and it's
I didn't wanna see
official.
something
Hotspur
terrible,
is
like get
2
stuck
up,
like
2
that.
30
down,
seconds
and
remaining.
reaches his
27.
personal best in the middle of that heat with a
Incredible run.
25.46. And now it's
That
to
was
the
incredible.
points. To the points to see how the rest of the podium shakes out.
He just turned it on. That was like a
Yeah,
T-dog
something
time.
changed. What did someone say to him?
Yeah, because he wasn't running that hot in the previous brackets.
No.
He was,
Seconds
he
The
was getting
whole
through
bracket.
it.
The whole
Yeah.
bracket.
He was getting through it, but it was not doing
He
that.
had the skill, but it
Czar
felt
finished in
questionable along the
second.
way until finals.
Yeah, then it was.
Finch finish.
He basically T-dogged
Finish
it,
your
which
lap
is
and then land.
a verb we've created for
Equity
when
finished
it's
in
time to
fourth.
Improving your
win,
time.
doing your best time ever.
Okay,
Race
all right.
over.
When it's like, if I win this race, I win, and I just did the best I've ever done. That's it. So that's 2 Neos champions, right? Rain from
Wow.
Hobbyist, and now
Hotspur.
Hotspur in
There he is, getting fist
Enthusiast.
bumps
Yeah.
from his
Big
fellow
smile. Look at that
competitors.
smile.
There's Wookie with the pat on the shoulder.
Yeah.
That felt good.
Wookiee's
beat
team
his-
just
beat
taking
his captain.
all of the
Kicked his
trophies, the
coach
money.
out of the spot.
He did.
All right,
that
so there's
means-
no race-offs.
No race-offs.
So
That
in
means
fourth
that
place
Hotspur
with
is now the
7
coach
points,
of
getting a
Neo's
third
UV
and a fourth.
Creations,
Let's give it up for
and
Equity.
Wookie's going to have to become the student.
That
Right,
was
Dan?
crazy. How,
In
that was
third
crazy how
place
fast he
with
just
6
turned it
total
on. A
points.
25.
Getting a 4th and a 2nd place.
That's impressive.
Arizona local Czar.
That's nearly elite class qualification speed.
With 5 points, getting a 2nd and a 3rd. Another Arizona local. Let's give it up for Finch.
Woo! Nice one. Bravo, Finch.
And a dominating finish here from Colorado Pilot, first Whooptopia. Let's give it up for Hotspur with the double ace back-to-back.
2 up and 2
Well
down.
done to those guys. Wow, make sure you guys are all 4 back for the award ceremony at the end of the night after elite class. With that being said, you four finalists, come to me please, if you may, after you set down your stuff.
All right, so great job there. That's 2 Neos pilots not only winning their brackets, but kind of just putting it down
Yeah.
for the wins. Like after Rain got the Cumber Quad, just 2 incredible runs out of him, like a 30-second lap in one of his finishes. And then same thing here from Hotspur, a 25 in his winning run.
I'm impressed. And you know, Neos is making a splash. They're becoming a hardcore drone racing team. Let's take just a second as we get ready for those interviews to thank all of our sponsors. And I want to go all the way down and start with our gold sponsors who've come through. We haven't mentioned them in just a minute. Oh, well, we could start with the platinum. All right. You talked me into it, Greg. Platinum sponsors, thank you so much to HD Zero, Newbie Drone, Gen Fan Hobby, Pyro Drone, Emax, Tiny Whoop, Perspective Image, and of course the presenting sponsor with the highest level contribution for Whooptopia 7. Thank you so much to WeBleedFPV.com. Dan, who's our diamond sponsors?
Our diamond sponsors are Happy Model, Foxier, Vifly, Rectco, Neo's UV Creations, who've just seen dominating the last couple brackets, Beta FPV, HQ Prop, Velocidrone, Team Whoop Trek, VCI, Radio Master, and Custom FPV, aka the artist formerly known as Custom RC Mods.
Custom FPV mods, I thought. I don't remember. But
Custom
that's not all, 'cause
RC Mods.
that's not, well, we'll discuss it later because I'm in the middle of a sponsor read. Let's say another thank you to our gold sponsors, and I'm talking about iGow, Underground Drone League, aka UDL, Tune RC, Infinity Loops, Drone Champs, T-Motor, Hoot FPV, Share Challenge, Wreck Drones, and my buddy Props Off. Thanks for being on our gold sponsor list this year for Whooptopia 2025. And what an enthusiast double elimination bracket that was. We're going to bring up some of the pilots in just a minute for interviews
Okay.
as they're getting organized over there right now. But an awesome showing by Team Neo's UV Creations. And there we saw Hotspur beating his coach, Wookie, and then taking that win all the way to the finals, and he'll take it to the bank, walking away with cash and prizes from the Whooptopia team and all the glory that comes with winning the enthusiast bracket. So a huge bravo. The crowd in the chat is loving it. I'm going through your comments right now. What do you guys think in the chat? Was that Birds Aren't Real's thumb or quad? Did he have the worst tune in the world? Or was his thumb jiggling like nuts?
Was it both?
Well,
a combo.
We saw his thumb, so we know it was his thumb. But let's see what the chat thinks. Did you see how hard Birds was shaking for his last 3 heats? Dan's convinced he's got the worst tune that actually just jiggled him all the way across the course. It was an instant change right when he got shaked and baked by Hotspur, right?
Well,
Hotspur,
it's just when he put his throttle down until a lower percentage, it wasn't shaking anymore.
Nope. Isn't it funny how hardcore? Yeah, we'll bring him in. Come on in. Isn't it funny how hardcore that shake and bake paid off?
Yeah. We'll have to talk to Hotspur about it.
There you go.
All right, so we've got Equity here with us now. You were the 2nd overall qualifier, ended up here in 4th in the Chase the Ace. Great job making it all the way through the bracket. How do you feel like you flew?
I did okay. Yeah, this is my first big race, so you can't really train for the nerves.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was way different than I thought, and yeah, but hey, it worked out.
So, where do you race locally?
I don't really race.
Really?
I'm more of a I kind of started in like 5-inch freestyle.
Okay,
and
awesome.
yeah, the last couple years I've really been getting into whoops. I had a son, and he's just turned 3. He's 3 now, and now that it's kind of like whoops are kind of the only thing I can fly.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Home,
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I'm a dad too. It takes up a lot of time, and whoops make it a lot easier. You don't got to make a whole Saturday
Exactly.
of it. But you came all the way from Orlando, right?
Yep, I did. Yeah, I've been watching this for a couple years. I was like, this is a FPV bucket list thing, man. I had to come out. So
awesome.
Yep.
Well, you
Looks
did
like
great.
you were also in the multi-GP GQ, so you're getting into the mini quad side of it as well.
Yeah, I've done literally 1 5-inch race and 1 tiny whoop like local race, and this is the first kind of big race I did.
So which one was?
I was going to say, which better?
Oh, this is better. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, Whooptopia, of course.
He's talking to iGout Dan and Tiny Whoop Jesse. There's only one right answer.
So, but with the 2nd place finish, that means you don't have to go on there and try to buy the ticket in the first second. Next year, they'll come to you early and offer you a ticket.
Oh.
So if you want to come back, you got easy access.
Awesome.
I'll be here, yeah.
Awesome, yeah. So congratulations.
Yeah,
Great
that's
job.
got to feel so good. Your first big race, you stand on the podium at Whooptopia.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people get to do that. Yeah,
I was not
trophy.
expecting it. So.
Oh man, congratulations,
Thank
man!
you guys. I really
Awesome
appreciate it.
performance.
Thank you guys.
All right.
You bet.
All right.
Who
next
else can we bring in?
We're gonna bring in, I believe, Czar now.
Oh yeah, get him in. We got to
He came
scoot
in
back a
3rd
little
place.
bit. We got to scooch back just a little bit,
Okay.
Dan. Oh, let's see if we got the. There we go.
All right, Salty Czar, now just Czar. How you doing? The TQ of the round, you came in as the top seed, battled your way all the way through into the Chase the Ace finals. And then I thought you were going to get an ace there, but Hotspur kind of just took it to a different level. How do you
Yeah,
feel
we
about
both
overall?
predicted you would have an ace.
Yeah.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, you were flying great the
It
whole time.
wasn't about our relationship. It was a completely flat judgment that we made. You were flying
You were
awesome.
flying awesome the whole bracket,
Yeah,
I thought.
I
Yeah.
felt like it.
Yeah.
Felt better than last year for sure.
Yeah,
So-
dude. So this is this your 4th or 5th Whooptopia?
This is my
5th, I think.
6th in attendance.
Oh, okay. 5th as a
5th
competitor.
flying. Yeah.
Is this your best result? Have you made it on podium before?
He
yeah,
got
2 years
7th.
ago, I think it was, I took 2nd in enthusiast.
That's right. 2022, I've got you 2nd in enthusiast, and you had a pro 12th place your first year, 2021.
Yeah, competition wasn't so hot that
Yeah, it was different.
back then.
I was going to say, how would you compare
The
your
level
2nd
of
place 2 years
competition.
ago to this
Oh, dude.
3rd place
No,
enthusiast?
3rd place compared to the 2 years ago and 2nd it's totally different. The level of competition has gotten so much higher over the years.
Yeah, for sure.
The splits between pilots is getting closer and closer and everything nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's why I love, like, I used to say pro is the new elite, and then I started saying advanced is the new pro, but we are having a blast all the way down to hobbyist class, and that's the future of micro drone racing sports as more and more people start to show up to the big races, you know.
Yep. So you've been to 5 races now, and you get option to buy the ticket early next time? I assume we're going to see you at the next one.
I'll be here next
All
year
right.
for sure. Unless there's some sort of apocalyptic catastrophe.
Nice.
You know, I'll be
Anybody
here
out
for
there
sure.
in the YouTube chat that you think should also be here next year? Come on, we got to call out our friends.
Geez.
Yeah.
Who didn't make it? OG, he hasn't been
Okay,
here.
Thank
that's a
you,
good call.
thank
I
you
love
very
OG's
that.
been
much.
gone for a while.
OG
Yeah.
Dr. Love, get back in the game. We miss you.
Dr. Ride was gone. He wasn't
Yeah.
here.
Oh,
He's
Dr.
here.
Ride's
He's
watching
in the
right
All the
now.
docs.
You heard me. You heard him, Doctor.
Yeah.
You could still show up. You're a short drive away. Get in the car. We'll
Next
see you at
up,
Whip
round
House
one,
tonight
race
for a
one.
little bit of redemption.
Tasty
Come
on
on, get
R1.
on the road.
I'm sure his wife would be
Vanadium
there.
Swifty
R2.
too. Swifty was
Yeah.
chilling in the
Amazon
chat,
R6.
and we want to see our
Blue
whole
Jay on
family
R7.
back here next year. We got to make it a bigger race, and we got to bring in the whole family, plus all the new guys that wind up talking to us at these post-race interviews. There's got to be room for all of them, Dan. How are we going to do it?
I don't know.
Can we get a plan, like on the fly, right now?
Yeah, let's just bring. What do you think, Czar?
Bring them all in. One big
happy
yeah,
thing.
something.
One big what?
I don't know. Organization of
Oh,
pilots.
organization.
Anyway,
Well,
great
man.
flying, man.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yeah. I think next year you think you're going to be able to. You were the top qual here, so you're probably only a second or so away from advanced.
Pilot. I fly only on our Thursday races. That's it. That's all I
Yeah.
got
Not a
time
hardcore
for.
trainer.
No,
Yeah,
not a
I'm kind of
hardcore
the same
trainer.
way. Yeah,
I flew for like 2 weeks maybe on the sim just to get it and kind of get
Yeah.
some stick time, and that was about it, you know.
So yeah,
Cool.
But yeah, hopefully next
job.
year I can do a little bit better.
yeah. Always stepping up. All right,
Yeah,
great job,
thanks,
Czar.
guys.
good times, man.
All right, and let's bring in our champion. He was just over a second ago. That's Hotspur.
Hotspur.
Where's our champ? Here he comes.
I see him coming. All right, we're gonna scoot back.
Hotspur.
We're gonna scoot back because we don't fit otherwise. You notice
Oh, yeah, you
the
in the
crop
cam?
is just eating me up, eating me alive. I need to
All right,
be.
come
I
on
need
in here,
to be
Hotspur.
on cam. Just kidding. What's up, Hotspur?
Yo.
We want to ask you about the most important move of the entire career,
yes.
and you're in Thursday's class double elimination bracket. That moment you saw Birds Aren't Real in front of you, and you said no. You pounded him down to the ground. Birds Aren't Real, stuck on his lid, entered a severe tilt, never got rid of the shakes after that, and he just started eating it more and more.
And then you just took it
we
to the
never
next
saw him again.
level
And then
after
all of a
that.
sudden, that gave you some unbelievable confidence. And we saw your back-to-back aces. What happened going into finals? What changed? Because your flying seemed to have changed. Right when you started to look ahead at the possibility of your first ace, you were looking like a pro pilot.
Yeah.
When I was flying yesterday, I was using mainly a Hummingbird, one of the new ones, and it wasn't really working out for me because the video wasn't the best. So I switched to one of the Neo squads, so the Cross, the OVX, and the new locking motors.
Old school.
Tiny Whip.
Oh, nice.
And I think that's really what set me apart. I think it was a really good
Did you
quad.
switch today or right before finals?
Today.
Okay. And so
All
then it
today.
took you a little bit to get used to the quad, and then you really turned up. Yeah, because your two aces were good enough to have qualified you into pro.
And your final
Really
ace,
impressive. You got
were,
a 25.
Yeah, you were
second
getting
lap.
better and better. Your
Yeah.
your lap times were just still dropping, and you ended up getting a 25. I believe it was in your second ace, second lap, and then a 27 to finish it all off. It was just a really awesome performance. I said it before. The student becomes the teacher. You're sitting there next to your coach for like 3 different races in that bracket, and then you boot him out. Get him out of there. I told Dan, you have to become the Neo's UV Creations coach now, and he's got to become your student for like at least a couple of meetups. Like you have to get a coach shirt, I think.
So how, have you been in any other big races? Is this your?
I went to Tiny Whip Open last year.
Okay.
You got
Like
fourth
that.
at the preseason this year.
Oh, yeah.
The
I did
preseason
go to the
invitational.
preseason as well.
And by the way, in that race, you were just behind Birds. I think Birds got either third, probably third, but maybe second. Took you out, and this could be seen as revenge for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you did Tiny Whip Open too, and your whole team just has awesome camaraderie. I love when I get to meet with you guys behind the scenes because you're always broing out, and I always see everybody smiling and laughing.
Yeah.
It's just so cool to see an up-and-coming drone racing team. For a long time, it's been Team Deadlock. Now we've got Team Whoop Trek on the scene. I'm talking about non-sponsored teams that are true brotherhoods, the kind of thing where I said it yesterday, but my Team Big Whoop teammates I looked at as something much more than even friends. And it's awesome to see that developing with you and your posse. You're lucky to have that crew.
Yeah, you guys have been doing awesome. you took this one. Rain took the last one. You guys won it in like incredible fashion. So great job. I assume we're gonna see you guys again here next year. You got early access to the tickets, so you don't have to wait
No
in line
excuses.
with everyone else. Yeah, great job.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The win in enthusiast class, back-to-back performances there. The JCA's nearly a perfect round, your first one, and then just one small bobble in the second. So almost perfect round there in the finals to just take it home. Great job.
Well, we look forward to seeing you at the trophy ceremony at the end, right after elite class finals. Right now, we're gearing up to go into advanced finals before we do pro final, followed by elite.
Do you guys have an advanced pilot?
Yeah.
Who's in that bracket?
Cumber. I think he's going to take it all the way
yeah,
as well.
I was going to say Cumber's got a good
Oh
chance
my
of
gosh,
winning.
Dios is about to dominate the
If you guys
podiums
could
at
take 3
Whooptopia.
wins, that would be
I want that.
incredible.
I want. All right. Well, congratulations, epic
you.
flying, and yeah, we'll see you around all day today. We'll see you at Whoop House tonight, and we'll see you at the podiums later tonight as well.
Yeah.
Great job, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, just like that, our enthusiast class double elimination bracket. What a story it was! An emotional roller coaster for yours truly, and that's just the tip of the iceberg because it only gets better from here. We're moving into advanced class finals, which is kind of like pro every other year.
Pretty much.
Pro is kind of like elite every other year, and elite down at the end of the road, happening just later today, will be the greatest tiny whoop racing the world has ever seen. I shiver thinking about it. The level of skill in this playing field will blow your mind. Stick around with me and Dan to witness greatness later in the day. But right now, we're going to take a little short break with a few commercials from the lovely family of sponsors that came together to make this event a possibility. Subscribe to the Perspective Image YouTube channel right now, and as soon as we end this stream, you can jump right over to the other one and join the waiting room, join the chat, chill out with everybody who's fans of drone racing around the world, and we'll see you guys in just a little bit.
Thanks.
We bleed FPV. Shop now, FPV whoop drones, whoop gates, and accessories. FPV swag. Join the adventure today. Only at WeBleedFPV.com. We bleed